Volkswagen is a Carfax top-rated dealer and the winner of the 2022 Consumer Satisfaction Award. You can even buy online. And be sure to check out their selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit the website at classicvwgastonia.com. But better yet, drop by soon. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. That's Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Rankings right now: Kings Mountain 1, South Point 3, East Lincoln 4. So
is that state rankings?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Max Preps 3A.
So who was 3? South Point?
South Point, Belmont.
I think East Lincoln can beat South Point. We back up?
I guess so. Back now at North Lincoln. Senior night continues here down on the turf, and it is turf. It was an interesting process watching them put that in because the turf fibers are about 5-6 inches tall, but by the time they fill it with sand and rubber, it looks like normal grass when they get done. But it's a pretty spongy surface, but you get pretty good traction on it, which is nice.
I hadn't been on this field, but I was at the Kings Mountain field earlier in the year, and I was surprised at how giving it was.
Yeah, you don't want that foot totally plant in case you get drilled from the side or something.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go continue here on the Bean Brothers Hardware Stadium pregame show. We're going to talk to Coach Nick Basil of the North Lincoln Knights about their season and how they've been road warriors and had to deal with some injury issues. So let's take a listen to Coach Basil, and we'll be back after it's complete.
Number 52. And now joining us on the pregame stadium show, brought to you by Bean Brothers Hardware of Lincolnton, is North Lincoln coach Nick Basil. Coach, it's good to have you finally be able to see your team this year.
Well, we're excited about playing. We've had one home game, so we've been traveling around the world, it seems like, and finally get a chance to get back on the field. We didn't anticipate this being the issue, but being the way it is, we've just had to deal with it and move on. So I think maybe one or two, maybe 3 of those games we had to play on the road. A little home field advantage might have made a difference, but because they were so close. But it is what it is. So we're glad to be back home for homecoming. We'll hopefully enjoy this one.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Is you've been competitive this year. I mean, your team could easily be 5-2 instead of 2-5. Is playing on the road, what kind of adversity or what kind of things have you had to deal with by playing so many games on the road?
Well, the travel's been the biggest thing. There's just a home field advantage of the crowd, and just the luxury of not having to pack your players up and rush to a pregame meal and then hurry back and load the bus up and get over there. That's been the biggest headache. Not to mention the fact that we're just about broke athletically because we haven't had any income coming in from the gates. So this is going to put a major strain on us athletically because everybody knows that the football gates pay the athletic bills, and we haven't had but one this year, so that's going to make it tough on us. But you said we could actually, David, be 5-2, but honestly we could be 6-1. Really, the only team that we've played that we were not in the game from start to finish was West Lincoln, and we had 3 touchdowns called back against Northwest Cabarrus that could have won the game for us there, and then we've been in tight games with everybody else and just didn't finish in the end. And so, we've got to do the things that we've got to do to win. Of course, we didn't in those games, and that's why we're 2-5 right now. But I think we're one of the best 2-5 teams I've ever had. I just think we've just missed our chances, and honestly, looking back at there is some validity to a home field advantage, and I think maybe that could have played a difference in some of those close ones.
And looking through the stats, the one issue that jumped out at me that's really plagued this team this year has been turnovers. 13 fumbles and 5 interceptions. That's had to have killed a lot of momentum in games.
It does. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And our turnover ratio is even worse because we haven't gained any turnovers from other people as far as in ratio to how many we've turned over ourselves. So, when your turnover ratio's lopsided like that, it's not going to help you very much. So, no, we haven't protected the ball. We haven't played to the level of where I felt like we would be this year. I thought we were going to be a lot better in some places this year than we were last year, and don't know if that's panned out to be the case. And I don't think our kids are not playing hard. I think they are, but I just don't think we're as athletic in some places as we were last year. And plus the fact we've got some major injuries plaguing us right now too, and that's not helping matters. But anyway, we've if you look at us up front, David, we're 160 at one guard, 160 at the other guard, and 170 at the center. And we've been playing against 295, 355-pound nose guards, and we just don't match up with the little old boys we have. And we try to play hard, but sometimes physics takes over. And in that case, that's been par for the course for us this year. But I'm proud of the kids and where they are. They've played 2 good games, had 2 good weeks in a row. We've had 400 yards of offense for 2 straight weeks, getting back into the groove where we should be. And we played good defense behind it, so maybe we can get on a little roll here and maybe have a chance at a playoff spot somewhere.
Looking at the stats for this year, there have been some bright spots. For example, Cody Morse gained 68 yards rushing last season. He's almost at 800 yards this season. He's really come on and filled the role as Brennan Rodgers and Kyle Kowalczyk, I hope I get that pronounced correctly,
Yep, that's right.
did for you last year.
Well, the thing is about I don't know. I think North Lincoln's jinxed. We've had more kids injured with season-ending injuries than I've ever seen in my life, and I've been coaching for a long time. And I mean, it's a knee here, it's a knee there, and then poor old Brennan Rodgers. I mean, he had 800 yards rushing in 8 games last year, about the same, about like Cody is right now. And he was projected to be our starter coming in, and then in the end of the season he has a season-ending injury with blowing out his knee against East Lincoln. And so we had to make – Cody Morse has been a guard his freshman, sophomore, and junior season. Through 7 games of his junior season, he was an offensive lineman. And I converted him to a fullback because I got tired of watching him run our scout team offense against our one defense, and he was a running back on that scout team and he was making our defense look silly. So I got tired of watching it, so I just told him, we're going to change your number and you're going to fullback. And long story short, Game 7 last year, he became a fullback, and so he scored his first touchdown, I think, against Fred T. Foard, and then his next touchdown was against East Lincoln. So when Brennan got hurt, and so he's come in and been just a converted offensive guard to a fullback position, and he's been the guy for us. He runs the ball hard, he plays hard, he's got a good motor that won't quit, but he's got to hold on to that football better.
Right.
And that's the thing we've been working on for the past few weeks is not turning that ball over, especially in in crucial times when the game's on the line.
And then over on the defensive side, looking through the stats as well, Ryan Bassani has been a tackling machine for you, and he's just a sophomore. He's really done a fantastic job, it looks like.
Yeah, Ryan's got a nose for the ball, and he gets there. He's a good tackler. He's a good, solid tackler. He's a physical kid. He's not very big, but we're trying to work on that. But he is always around the ball, and our defensive coordinator, Paul Regan, is the one that tracks the tackles, and we do it off the film. So our tackle, or his tackle statistics are spot on correct. And when he has an assist, it's an assist, and when he has a solo, it's a solo. And these sometimes when you don't use the film to tackle, and you just use the first time you see it on the field, and somebody charting them, that you're never going to be accurate. But we always try to make ours accurate. So we double check those on film and give them a half a tackle for an assist and a whole tackle for a solo. So he's I think in the state right now he's probably in the top 5 in total tackles, and they are correct. So I'm tickled to death with the way he's playing, and that I got him 2 more years. But he won't be playing this week because he's on concussion protocol from last week. And then his twin brother, or not twin brother, I guess, but they look alike, but they're not built alike, is Justin Bassani, who was one of our best offensive linemen, who's a junior, and he just broke his leg, so he's done for the year last week. So without him, and Cody Morse has been nursing a strained calf, he hasn't practiced all week long. So we may be going into this game without our leading rusher, without our leading tackler, and without one of our best linemen. So that's the jinx I've been saying. That looks like it just sounds cool.
Well, Coach, good luck overcoming all of that, and enjoy playing your second home game of the season against Fred T. Foard. It's homecoming and senior night, and probably 3 other things I believe are wrapped in there. But we appreciate you joining us on the pregame show, and good luck in your game tonight.
Thank you, David. We appreciate it.
It's time to take charge with the new Volkswagen ID.4 EV from Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. It's the first electric SUV for everyone. Classic Volkswagen is a Carfax top-rated dealer and the winner of the 2022 Consumer Satisfaction Award. You can even buy online, and be sure to check out their selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit the website at classicvwgastonia.com. But better yet, drop by soon. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. That's Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors, now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include 4-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Back in North Lincoln, hope you enjoyed that interview with Coach Basil. As you can hear from the interview, it has been quite a season only 2 home games out of 10. Injuries galore throughout the lineup. But the other thing that's really set back North Lincoln this year, and it's the same thing that's been plaguing Fred T. Foard, is turnovers.
Yeah.
Fred T. Foard comes in with 11 fumbles and 5 interceptions.
Wow.
On the season. And over on the side for North Lincoln, they come in with 13 lost fumbles. They've put it on the ground 18 times, lost 13, and also 5 interceptions. So there's 18 possessions that have just been wiped out.
7-game season.
Yeah, in Northwest Cabarrus game, they didn't score, but they had 3 touchdowns called back because of penalties, but they only lost 14-0. So the Knights have been right there in most of their games. They just haven't been able to get over the finish line. But their season's starting to look a lot like what we saw with Lincolnton last season. Lincolnton started out slow, 5 losses in a row. Then they hit a section of their schedule where they could make some hay. They won 4 straight games before losing their finale, but that got them into the playoffs. They got in, and I think we're seeing the same thing coming out of North Lincoln right now. They beat St. Stephen's. I'm drawing a blank on who else they beat, but they've got Fred T. Foard this week coming in with 21 losses in a row, and you've got West Iredell next week. The only people West Iredell have beaten in the last 2 years is Fred T. Foard. They've been 1 in whatever in conference every year because they beat Foard. So we're starting to see the parallel here with North Lincoln's team. They could put a 4-game winning streak together. Then they go down to Denver and play East Lincoln the final game of the season. It's a rivalry game, but talent matchup is going to be not in favor of the Knights.
Yep.
East Lincoln is loaded. Any team that's given up 30 points in 7 games, you don't do much with. And East Lincoln, they're going to be tested anytime soon.
Yeah, we both seen East in person, and they got enough skill players in the right positions, and they got a lot of speed.
And Coach Leibowitz was telling me at the beginning of the season, he goes, we graduated no one on defense. They had all 11 starters from last year back, and it shows.
Yep.
Those kids have been playing together since Optimus Ball. Yep. They're used to each other, and it's just crazy how good that defense is. I mean, looking right now, East Lincoln's rated 4th in the state in max preps. Kings Mountain is 1st. Belmont South Point is 3rd. That's in 3A. Belmont, if they keep going through the playoffs, you're looking at probably South Point and East Lincoln in the 3rd round, and the winner gets King Mountain if they advance. And those could be some dynamite ball games.
You got Crest sitting there on the 3A. I believe is Crest 3A this year. They might have went down to 2A.
I can't remember.
I can't remember that either.
Yeah.
But they if they're in 3A, they're a tough team. So we'll have to see how everything plays out. But East Lincoln can match up with anybody. We'll see how North finishes their season up, though, here with, we got 2 games to go?
3 counting tonight.
Yes.
So let's take a look. There's the other half. This is the Lincoln County Game of the Week. Fred T. Foard and North Lincoln. But the other half of Lincoln County is the 2A side. And over there you've got West Lincoln at 21st in the state, Lincolnton at 25th. I mean, they're 4-3, but they're getting some serious consideration.
Both of those are right in the middle of the conference, too, and this is going to be a big game for both those schools.
Yeah, and you've got, of course, the big game over on the 2A side in that conference, Bunker Hill and Maiden tonight.
That's a biggie. That's the 1 and 2.
Yep, that is the 2 teams who were 1 and 2 last year. They're 1 and 2 this year. Unfortunately for West Lincoln, their only 2 losses regular season last year and this year, Bunker Hill and Maiden, and both in good games. But that conference is really good on that side. You've got 4 teams out of that 2A conference that are in the top 25 because you've got Bunker Hill at 9, Maiden at 15, and then West Lincoln and Lincolnton.
Yes.
So that's a solid conference.
It is a very good conference.
The top 4.
They match. Those teams match up very, very evenly. I've seen West Lincoln and Lincolnton both. I watched a Lincolnton Newton Conover game, and that was right down to the wire. Actually, Lincolnton scored with no seconds left to take the win.
Yeah, we did the radio for that game, and that was amazing because they still had a timeout left, but they're plunging in the end zone. They're unpiling. The clock's running out. You're waiting on the official, and all of a sudden the hands go up, and then they kick the extra point to win. It was a fantastic finish. So let's take a look at some key players to watch in tonight's game. Key players are brought to you by Key Builders. So over on side for Fred T. Foard, head coach there is Michael Ramsor. He's in his first year at Fred T. Foard. Unfortunately, like I said, they are 0-7 and 0 in the last 3 years, basically, as North Lincoln and the Tigers take the field. Right now, they're passing. Aiden Landrum is their quarterback. He's throwing about 50% completions, 2 touchdowns, but 10 interceptions. There's the turnovers that we were talking about. 4 of those alone against West Lincoln. Receivers, a couple good receivers, Austin Stillwell, Stuart Simons, and Deontay McElwain out of the backfield. They've caught about 20 balls each, averaging about 10 yards a catch when they do get it. Defensively, Sam Drum is their big tackler, 57 tackles, 5 tackles for loss. And Stuart Simmons also on defense, and Stuart Simmons is also their punter and their kicker. So he stays pretty busy between tackles and also trying to bring down ball carriers. Now, for North Lincoln, we've got some star players for North Lincoln. Problem is, a lot of them are on the injury list, as you heard from the coach.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, too.
You got Brennan Rogers from last year. He had 1,036 yards, but he's out for the rest of the season. His senior year, he's done. He's out with an injury. And so coming in for him has had to be Cody Morris, who they brought off the offensive line to be a fullback-type carrier. So him and Connor Carson, the quarterback, have been sharing the load rushing-wise. Caden Ayers has 10 receptions. West Lincoln and North Lincoln are pretty similar. They're not going to throw the ball very much. They line up in the wing tee or kind of formation, and then they go at it. They said, here, we're going to run the ball, try and stop us. And with West Lincoln, that doesn't usually happen.
Right.
And North's usually pretty good, too, when they're not putting the football on the ground. So, and then Leon Sutton will be the kicker. He's also one of the top hurdlers in the state in 3A track. So he's got some serious talent and speed. And we're about ready to go. So the Knights will kick off. They'll be kicking to our right. Fred T. Foard will be going from right to left. And we thank you for joining us tonight. North Lincoln and Fred T. Foard in an actual home game for the Knights. Sutton comes up, kicks the ball, high kick, gets it down into the end zone, and it'll be called a touchback.
Good kick.
So that kick was being fielded by Ryan Zeich, but he stepped into the end zone to catch the ball. So good 60 yards on that boot for Sutton, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 20-yard line. So Fred T. Foard, when we saw them earlier this year, they will run the ball, they will throw the ball, they do a little bit of each. Problem is it doesn't always work so well.
And turnovers has plagued them.
And has plagued both of these teams. We'll see who can keep the ball possession better tonight. Motion, handoff, up the middle, goes over to the right side. So Seth Murray gets the first carry to open the game. Murray's number 44 for Fred T. Foard. A lot of F's there. Got to be careful.
3 yards on that first carry.
So that'll be 2nd and 7 coming up. Aiden Landrum is a quarterback. He's number 2. In the backfield with him is number 21, Deontay McElwain. We talked about him before the game. 3 wide receivers to the one side, handoff inside. Not much there, but he does spin forward out to about the 25-yard line. And that's McElwain, number 21. Gain of maybe 2 on the play, out to the 25, so to be 3rd and about 6 yards, looks like. Maybe 1 on that carry.
Yep. They're going to have a big 3rd down right out of the gate here.
One thing is, North Lincoln's done pretty well defensively. No one's really run up a lot of points other than West Lincoln, but we'll see how it goes tonight. Quick pass over the middle. It's out in front of his receiver. Landrum was looking for number 6, Stuart Simmons. Pass was a little too far in front of him and low, so the ball hits the ground, and it'll be 4th down for the Tigers.
Yeah, he tried a little slant pass and just missed him. Two defenders were in good defensive position, and looks like Ford's going to have to kick it deep in their territory. So
Back is Reed King for North Lincoln. Simmons will be the punter. He does all the kicking for Foard.
he could have good
Snap is over his head. He's got to run back to the end zone. He picks it up, tries to get it off, and he's tackled in the end zone. It'll be a safety for North Lincoln. So already the first big mistake of the game goes to the Tigers, and it's to the benefit of North Lincoln. Snap went over his head all the way back to the end zone. He tried to pick it up and kick it and was snowed under by the rush.
Yeah, they didn't get anywhere on their first drive. Still backed up, going to have to punt. North Lincoln was going to get good field position regardless, and even better field position to get a safety and see what's going to happen on this next drive.
So, on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it is 2-0. Sounds like something
Baseball
from Major League
score.
Baseball. You know what else it is? It is the official score of the 1974 Sugar Bowl between Penn State and
Oh, wow.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma won the game 14-0. I'm an Oklahoma graduate.
Right.
Yes, even after last week in the Texas game. Ugh. Oh, that was ugly. But they used an ineligible player. So the official score now is 2-0. Penn State won that Sugar Bowl game.
Wow.
And that's the same score we have here.
Well, on the way in, unfortunately, the Braves didn't have a 2-0 lead. They were down 6-0 when I came in. So
Well, one thing to warn you about, I have a tradition. Some point during the broadcast, being a Northerner, there will be some hockey reference. I'm a huge Hurricanes fan. My wife is too. We love going up to Raleigh for the games. But there will be a hockey reference at some point in here. We had a power play during a basketball game one time because a kid was injured down at one end, so it was 5-on-4. I was like, North is on the power play.
and they're kicking deep in their territory.
Yep, kick you off from the 20 on the free kick. Nice kick by Simmons. He does have a good leg. He gets it all the way back. He gets it all the way back to the 17-yard line. Number 11, Caden Ayers fields it, slips. His knee goes down, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for North Lincoln at that point. So that would be a 63-yard kick.
It was, and it was all air.
It was.
There was no
'Cause
roll
he
in that
caught
kick.
that at the 17, and he tried to go forward and slipped.
Yeah, he had a little bit of running room, but he slipped. So great kick by Foard, good field position, or good defensive position for them in this spot.
So 1st and 10, North Lincoln, ball at the 17. Connor Carson is the quarterback. Man in motion, hands off up the middle. No, Connor, this is what's going to happen all night. This is the whole idea behind the wing tee. Confuse the defense and confuse the broadcasters.
Got to figure out what number that was.
That was Connor Carson, number 10, kept it going around the end. So he gets the Turner Hauser Insurance first down. He gets out to the 29-yard line, gain of 12 on the play. Another first down, man in motion. Handoff up the middle should be Cody Morse.
Number 40, Cody Morse on the carry.
And it is Morse on the carry.
Made by number 60, Dylan Smith.
Pat, and the tackle's made by number 60,
James Brown.
Dylan Smith for Fred T. Ford. So a pickup up the middle of 6 yards, and that's what North Lincoln will try and do. Gash you as much as they can with a fullback, and if you try and take that, then they start looking outside. And Morse has done a good job. He's creeping up on 800 yards on the season.
That's a good rush.
Handoff, kept this time by Carson. Not much in the backfield. He's snowed under. Maybe a gain of a yard.
Yeah, it wasn't nowhere to go on that play right there. Stuffed for nothing on the quarterback keeper.
Davey Hartzell.
So they did fake it to Morse, and there wasn't much on that,
No.
on the handoff either. So Carson tried to pull it out, and there wasn't much on that either. So good defense by Ford on that play.
And we got a third down coming up. Third down in about 2 on the 38-yard line. Let's see what North can do. See if they can get the first down.
Different formation here. 2 wide receivers to the right for North. In motion in the backfield. Morse up the middle. It's going to be close. This is going to depend on the spot.
Number 40, Cody Morris on the carry.
They tried to spread out the defense a little bit more with some wide receivers.
Play by number 60, Dylan
He gets to the 39-yard line, and they signal it is a first down. The sticks were at the 38.5. So Morse gets the first down by a half a yard. It'll be another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Second one of the game for the Knights.
You get to see the digital yard markers to these games.
For my old eyes, that's a good thing.
It
Pitch
is.
out wide to Reed King. Quick pitch by Carson as King was going out to the left. He gets around the outside of the tackle, but not too much more than that. Gets out to the 41-yard line, gain of 2.
Actually on the carry, number 18, Reed King. Second down, 8. A second down and 8.
Just over 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's 2-0 North Lincoln. I have to remember that the scoreboard here, the home's on the other side, but the visitor's on this side.
Oh, just now noticed that. Interesting.
Yeah, it's caught me before. King in motion. Carson back to pass, throws. He's got a receiver out in the flat, catches the ball, and then fumbles. The catch was made by Caden Ayers, but when he turned to run, he got stripped of the ball. Fumbled at the 48-yard line, and is recovered by Fred T. Foard. So, again, mistakes plaguing both teams.
Yeah, he caught the pass, tried to make a football move, lost the ball, and unfortunately for North Lincoln, it was recovered by Fred T. Foard.
Yeah, 7 yards on the reception, but then the fumble, and Fred T. Foard will be on the plus side of the field at the 48. Landrum under center. Quick pitch back to McElwain. He's going around the right side. There's not much room there. Slips and falls, so he'll lose about 4 yards on that play. He was going to lose some on that play anyway. North Lincoln's defense had flowed to that side quite well.
Yeah, not a positive rushing yards for him on that particular play. So they're actually behind the 50-yard line. So let's see if they can get across midfield on this next play.
Loss of 4. They went from the other 48 to their 48.
Yeah.
And now Landrum is in the shotgun. Quick pass out to the side. It's dropped. He had the wide receiver, Davey Hartsoe, out there. But Hartsoe started to look up the field to see where he was going before he had made the catch, and the ball falls incomplete.
I don't think they would have got any yards even if he would have caught that. They actually might have lost. So the incomplete might have actually saved him a little bit of yardage.
It might have, because there were at least 3 defenders out there for North Lincoln.
Yes.
They had that one well defensed.
Big third down.
So here we go. 1 wide receiver, 3 backs in the backfield with Landrum. Man in motion. Landrum keeps it, goes around the right side. Not much there. He gets near midfield, but that's going to make it 4th and 12. And at that point, I think we'll see Stuart Simmons punt for Fred T. Foard.
Yeah, if he gets a good punt, he should be able to put them back in their own territory. Hopefully he can keep it from going in the end zone.
Reed King is going back at this point, but he's kind of watching to see if there'll be a fake or whether they're going to run a play or whether they're actually punt. Now he backpedals, and he puts his heels on the 10-yard line. This time, Simmons gets the snap. Good kick. High one. Bounces around the 20-yard line, goes out of bounds at the 17. So, again, North Lincoln will start with possession at the 17-yard line.
A really good kick. It was a high snap again, so a little bit dangerous for him again. He did field it, get the kick up, and North's got a little bit rough field position on this one. They're about the 17-yard line.
Well, high is relative. That one at least was around his helmet level. The other one was around goalpost level.
That is true.
High is relative. He can at least field that one. All right, 1 wide receiver out to the right for North Lincoln. Carson under center. That one, there's going to be some motion. I don't know if it was Foard jumping or if there was movement, and it was movement on North. So a false start will push him back 5 yards, and North Lincoln does not want to be behind the chains. That's not how they work.
They are going the wrong way. That's going to put them at about the 12? 12.5-yard line. So big field ahead of them to try to get down.
Lots of green. Lots of carpet. And it is a carpet. It's not turf. It's artificial turf. Man in motion. Handoff is Morse. He goes over the right side, has a little bit of room, but gets submarined at about the 15, 16-yard line. Tackle made by number 60, Dylan Smith again. So that's a couple tackles for Smith tonight. He's going to be busy dealing with that fullback dive.
He is. I'm going to see if they can move the ball there. Second down, 12 to go. Again, a lot of green in front of North Lincoln.
One thing, though, with North Lincoln, you don't usually have the defense very spread out. They're going to be in tight bunch. There's just one wide receiver, one defensive back out, but everybody else is near the line. Ball is carried by number 20, Owen Hammond. 5'9" junior goes over the right side, gains about 4 on that play. But again, the penalty puts him where it's going to be 3rd and long.
3rd and long again. Tough start. Even with the safety, they're having a little bit of hard time moving the ball against this Fred T. Foard defense.
This time there'll be 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right for North Lincoln. They'll spread the defense out a bit. Carson goes back, looks, throws over the middle. It's high. He had Caden Ayers over the middle, but the pass sailed over his head incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and North Lincoln will be forced to punt.
Yeah, Foard could get a really good field position out of this. If they can field this punt and get it down the field, they're going to be in positive territory for Fred T. Foard. Maybe they can go down and punch one in and take the lead on North Lincoln here.
Ryan Zeich will be back. He's just over midfield for the Tigers. Liam Sutton is the kicker for North Lincoln. We'll see how the snap is here. It's already been an adventure. Good snap, right? And he drops it. He hangs onto the ball. He's going to run around the side. He's got good speed.
Man.
1st down. Liam Sutton with smart play there. Snap hit him right in the stomach, but he dropped it and was smart enough to pick it up, run around the right side. There was a lot of room. As I mentioned earlier, Sutton's one of the top hurdlers in the state, so he's got really good speed. And he was also the anchor on the state championship 4x100 team.
Bad luck for Fred T. Foard. Great snap, just bobbled, and unfortunately for Fred T. Foard, he runs it for the 1st down. It was not the play they were calling.
So North Lincoln keeps the ball. They're at the 30-yard line. 4:40 to go. And this time I think it'll be offside on Foard as McElwain tried to time the snap and mistimed it badly. So 5 yards against the Tigers. It'll be 1st and 5 now for the Knights at the 35.
Yeah, McElwain, running back for Fred T. Foard, it looked like going both ways with some of these smaller schools, and he jumps offside. So that's going to give North a good field position on this drive.
So 1st and 5, tight formation as always for North Lincoln. Morse up the middle. He's got an opening. He's over the 40-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Tackle made by number 41, Evan Huntsinger, but not before a gain of 6 or 7 it is, and a 1st down at the 42-yard line. Yet another Turner Hauser Insurance of Lincolnton, 1st down.
Good run by number 40.
Yeah, Morse has been the bell cow for them this year. Over 800 yards now of rushing on the season for the converted offensive lineman. This time Carson keeps it going around the outside, spins out of 1 tackle, works his way out to the 49-yard line before he's brought down.
Play by number 6, Stuart Simmons, and also number 15,
15, James Brown. How? Makes the tackle.
James Brown. Everybody in the press box is having a ball.
I feel good. All right, 2nd and 3, reverse handoff over the right side. That handoff was made to Owen Hammond again. Hammond with a good opening on that side gets across midfield to the 45-yard line, so it'll be another 1st down for North Lincoln, and this is what they like to do. Put some 5, 6, 7-yard runs together, string some 1st downs. This is their bread and butter.
This is see how many yards that one actually was.
I'm guessing that was about 7 or 8.
That's what I'm thinking.
So I think he's about the 47. So, fumble.
Oh.
Ball's still on the field. Fred T.
Oh, my
Foard
goodness.
picks it up. Lineman's got it.
geez.
Uh-oh. It could be a big guy touchdown.
Oh,
And now another fumble.
my goodness.
And the second fumble is recovered by North Lincoln. Oh, my goodness. The play up the middle, they never got the snap. Carson couldn't get the snap. The ball went past the line of scrimmage. The defender picked it up, number 60. Dylan Smith picked it up, looking for a fat boy touchdown going down the line, but he gets knocked out from behind, and North Lincoln recovers the ball.
We've talked about how many turnovers these two teams have, and they are.
So will it be a change of possession, or is it going to be first and about a mile?
That should be a change of
It
possession.
should be a change of possession. Because
Yeah,
he was at the 45-yard line of Fred T. Foard, and now they're standing with the ball at the 11.
Yeah, that's got to be change of possession. So they're going to.
That's a loss of 44 yards on the play.
We talked about. He's going to give him a first. Oh, so we got a penalty.
So we had 2 fumbles, a penalty, and a partridge in a pear tree.
We talked about the turnover problems that these two teams have, and Foard gets the turnover, run it down, about to punch it in, and somebody catches him from behind, punches it out. Reminds me of the old Leon Lett play from the Cowboys back in the day, if you remember that.
That one. Well, there's also the one on Thanksgiving where he slid through the snow and kicked it in the end zone, too.
Yeah.
Leon had some interesting
I think
plays.
it was the same year.
He was a defender for a reason. So, after all of that, North Lincoln has the ball at their own 10-yard line, first down. He's got it back to pass. He's got a receiver down the field.
Oh!
Just out of the reach. It was a nice throw by Carson, but it was just slightly long for Reed King. And actually, he had 2 receivers open because he had Caden Ayers open down the middle of the field, too. The safety came over and got to him later, but he had Reed King on the sideline open as well.
He gets either one of those guys get the ball. That could have been 6.
That would have been a nice 90-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Down to 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. North Lincoln clinging to a 2-0 lead on their own 10-yard line, 2nd and 10. Handoff up the middle to Morris. He works his way over the right side, spins his way forward for about 3. And a late flag comes in from the referee, and he threw it a very long way. I'm not sure what he saw. Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct called against Fred T. Foard and North Lincoln, so it's offsetting penalties.
Boy, we've had an interesting start to this game. We've had a little bit of everything.
So that down did not count.
That's just crazy.
Well, wait, the down counted, but it was because there were dead ball fouls. So there's no penalties marked off after the play. The down marker needs to catch up because it's at the 10, but the ball's marked at the 13-yard line.
Whatever happened, the referee was, he was
There we
throwing
go.
for distance. 'Cause he threw that flag a mile.
He did because he was about 10 yards behind the play, and he threw it into the secondary. It was a fine toss. I don't know what he's got in the bag, the flag, but. And now they're trying to fix the down marker. Okay. This has just been such a
it's been an
normal
interesting
game. Nothing unusual has happened tonight. Carson back to pass, rolls out to his left. He's looking downfield. Now he's going to keep it, go around the outside. He's not got that ball tucked away. But he gets to the ground safely, but he'll be short of the first down.
Both teams having trouble moving the ball in this game.
Oh, I don't know. It moved quite well on that
That's
double
true.
fumble play. It moved 45 yards, and nothing really changed except the field
I
position.
think we've had a little bit of everything in this game already, and it's just still the first quarter.
To which we have 1:55 left. Clock is running. So Ryan Zach is back for Fred T. Foard for the punt. Sutton will try and kick this time. We'll see what comes of this. Snap, and there's the kick. Low kick, but a driving one. Hits the turf and bounces. He gets another good 10 yards that way. And it's finally down at the 32-yard line.
down the ball. The Tigers will start their drive.
Line drive kick, got a good roll out of it, so that's going to help him out with defensive field position on this possession.
53-yard punt.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We've seen 2 good punts so far tonight.
That's what I noticed coming into the game. Sutton's averaging 35 with a long of 62 this year. And then for Fred T. Foard, Simmons has done a good job, 31 punts for an average of 37. So both of these kickers have been busy. 3 wide receivers for the Tigers. Landrum rolls out. He's got a receiver. It's Simmons, but he throws it short, and it bounces off the turf harmlessly. So it'll be second down for Fred T. Foard at the 32-yard line. 1.5 to go in the first quarter. 2-0 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard.
This is not a baseball game.
2-run homer by Aaron Judge early in the ball game.
Right.
Not that he's hit any home runs this year. Again, now this is what we saw Foard do against West. 3 wide receivers to one side, 1 to the other, trying to spread the defense out. Hands off to McElwain up the middle. Once they've got the defense out, spread a little bit. He gets out to about the 37-yard line, gain of 5.
Pretty good run there by McElwain.
He's brought down by, I don't see that number. So it'll be 3rd and 5. Foard on their own 37-yard line. Again, same formation, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. McElwain in the backfield. Landrum with a snap. Looks downfield, throws. He's got a receiver open. It's number 3, Ryan Zeich. Hits him on the fly, 5. Touchdown. So a 63-yard touchdown pass from Landrum to Ryan Zeich. And Fred T. Foard is on the board. It's 6-2 with 41 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Big touchdown
Beautiful pass.
Big touchdown pass. Big game changer for Fred T. Foard. And they actually take the lead 6-2. We've got an extra point coming up.
So a 62-yard touchdown. Gates Auction sponsors the touchdown. They'll like that one.
Wow.
That was a beautiful pass.
It was. Right on the
Tight
money.
spiral. Going for 2 here, Landrum. Kind of a swinging gate setup. He goes to Zeich again. Zeich works his way into the end zone. And the 2-point conversion is good. So the point after touchdown brought to you by whatsupshopper.com of Cherryville. And on the First Federal scoreboard, it's Fred T. Foard 8, North Lincoln 2. We'll be back on the Lincoln County Game of the Week in 60 seconds.
Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at nesbitoil.com. Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors. Now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include 4-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
For the Tigers.
Back here at North Lincoln, Fred T. Foard just took the lead on a beautiful touchdown pass. It's 8-2. Stuart Simmons will kick off for the Tigers. Back deep for North Lincoln. Couple of people, not really going to matter because it goes in the end zone. Whoever's back there, it's going to be a touchback.
That boy can kick the football.
Yep, Simmons has had a good season. He's, like I said, he's their leading punter. He's 5 for 5 on points after touchdown when they do kick. and he's 1 for 2 on field goals with a long of 26. So he's done a good job for them this year. Unfortunately, most of it has been punting for them. Only 5 point-after touchdowns.
I've seen 3 good kicks tonight.
So 35.8 to go in the first quarter. North Lincoln, with their best field position of the night, they have the ball at their own 20. They've had 17, 17, and 10. Handoff to Morris. He goes around the left side. Gain of 5 out to the 25. Tackle made by Michael Harvin.
Looks like they're riding number 40 tonight. He has 5 carries already, but he has 13 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah, Morris came in, 129 carries, 792 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So he has been the workhorse. The next closest person is a quarterback at 218. So it's been Morris and not much else. King in motion. Carson keeps it, goes down the left side. He's still got it. He's over across the 30-yard line, out to almost the 35. It'll be another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. They have been racking up first downs. Problem is they make a mistake at some point. So that's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back on the First Federal scoreboard. It is 8-2 Fred T. Foard. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
The big new Skag mowers have arrived at the new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. It's the best commercial and residential mower on the market today. Nothing mows like a Skag. And also check out 44 feet of Diablo saw blades in stock, along with Marshalltown concrete tools and Redbird irrigation products and repair. Commercial pricing available, plus military and first responder discounts at the all-new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
It's time to go to work at Triad Corrugated Metals in Lincoln. They're now hiring for manufacturing jobs, and they'll train. Just drop by their location at 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. And with Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, thus saving you money. See one of the largest selections of colors in North Carolina. That's Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. For more information, call 980-429-2278.
Back in North Lincoln, beginning of the second quarter, Carson keeps the ball, hands it up the middle. Morris goes over the right side, works his way forward to about the 44-yard line. Good gain on first down for North Lincoln.
Yeah, it was his best run of the night there. You talked about a minute ago, he had about 100 carries for 700 yards. He's averaging, 6 a carry. He's had a little rough go tonight, but that was a good carry for him.
Yeah, he's 129 for 792, which means he's over 800 easily now.
Yep.
So now North Lincoln going from right to left. One wide receiver, the bottom of that's Caden Ayers. Motion, handoff up the middle. It's Morris again, breaks a tackle, finally brought down by the shoestring, but not before another first down for North Lincoln. They're across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Another good run. Maybe he's going to get his feet under him now, and they're going to start to move the football a little bit.
They're doing a good job opening some holes for him now.
He's got 7 carries for about unofficially 32, 33 yards right now.
This time 2 wide receivers for North Lincoln, both to the left. Handoff up the middle. It's Morris again.
Oh,
no, it's not. Actually, he faked it to Morris. Connor Carson kept it, goes around the left side, gets tackled, but a flag comes in late on the tackle. Personal foul, face mask against Fred T. Foard, so not only do they gain 5 yards, they're going to get 15 more.
Yeah, I think it faked both of us out because I thought number 40 had it also.
Well, that's what I said early in the game. This offense is designed to confuse defense and broadcasters.
It is working, and true to form, number 40, number 10 are the leading rushers on the team as the stats show in the year.
3 wide receivers now, unusual set for North Lincoln. Carson back to pass, looks, he's got a man over the middle. It's Reed King, wide open, touchdown. 27-yard touchdown pass from Carson to Reed King. who was wide open over the middle.
So they turn it back on Foard. Very similar play that Foard run to get their touchdown. North gets one of their own.
And King was open earlier in the game. King and Ayers were both open on the same play. It just didn't connect. This time they did.
Another beautiful pass.
And so we get a Gates auction touchdown now for the Knights. Ties the score at 8. We'll see what North Lincoln wants to do here. They've got a real good kicker with Sutton. He's been their kicker for a couple years. So he will attempt the whatsupshopper.com point after touchdown. Snap, hold, kick is up, and he pounds it through. So with 10:38 to go on the First Federal scoreboard, North Lincoln 9, Fred T. Foard 8. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that matter to their employees, customers, and neighbors. Over the years, United Bank has grown in size, but their community focus has not changed. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. United Bank, member FDIC. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
So back here at North Lincoln, Liam Sutton kicks off and matches his counterpart from Fred T. Foard as he bombs it into the end zone for a touchback. Not a lot of returns tonight.
We got a kicking contest tonight. That was a bullet.
That thing went to the left side of the field, so it went more than 60 yards to get to the end zone by the time you get into the trigonometry or geometry or whatever it is. That was a long boot.
Yeah, he kicked a bullet. It was so hot, the guy couldn't even field it.
So 1st and 10 for Fred T. Foard at their own 20-yard line, trailing now 9-8. 10.5 to go in the first. Hand off to Zeich on the reverse, and now here we go. Another long-distance flag comes in from the secondary. This one goes way towards the line of scrimmage. We got some good arms on the quarterbacks and good arms on the officials.
We do.
Personal foul, face mask against
Well,
the Knights.
Face mask against Foard and now a face mask against the Knights. That'll push it out to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
No gain on the play, but the penalty helps Foard out, get the ball down the field.
So now the ball at the 35 on the left hash. 3 wide receivers to the right, Landrum in the shotgun. Hands off up the middle to Dante McElwain. McElwain goes through the left side, gets out to about the 40 for a gain of 5. Tackle there is made by Hunter Huckleberry and Josh Fox, I'm sorry.
McElwain's the lead carrier for them tonight. He's got 4 carries tonight for 7 yards. So not moving the ball very well. It's Fred T. Foard on the ground.
So 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line. Same formation. This time, quick pass out to Zeich in the right flat. He's got some room and opening. He's broken through to the 40, to the 30. He's finally dragged out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Owen Hammond finally drives him out of bounds. So a gain of 41 on the play as they go from the 40 to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers in the red zone.
He's got 104 on 2 catches. They need to go back to him.
Well, we were talking in the break. I had Foard and West Lincoln earlier this year, and Foard threw for over 200 yards. Problem was 4 of their passes were intercepted by West Lincoln. Hand off to McElwain. He's looking for some running room. Not much there. He gets to about the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, before he's buried by the left side of the North Lincoln defense.
True to North Lincoln, they hold him to 1 yard. He's got 5 carries for 8 yards tonight, so not moving ball on the ground. They are getting some yardage through the air, so they might start to look a little bit up.
Clock is running, 8.5 to go, first half. 9-8 North Lincoln with a 1-point margin. Landrum in the shotgun. And we're going to have a timeout here taken by Fred T. Foard. So we'll be back after this timeout, 60-second timeout on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
You may wonder what makes us different here at First Federal Savings Bank. We have been intertwined with this community for over 80 years. Here at First Federal Savings Bank, we take pride in Lincoln County, and that's why you see us donating time and resources to local charities and the schools in our community. Being a hometown bank is more than just a saying for us. It's about action and impact in the community in such a way that present and future generations are proud to call Lincoln County home. Stop in and see us here at First Federal Savings Bank today. Equal housing lender and member FDIC.
North Lincoln, Landrum, after the timeout, rolls. He's under pressure, throws the pass. It's intercepted. Oh, and dropped. My goodness. He threw a pass out in the flat. Hunter Huckleberry had that, and he had nothing but green grass in front of him. Good pressure by the defensive line for the Knights. Forced the bad throw and almost the turnover. Okay, taking a look at what we see on the out-of-town scoreboard. Newton, Conover, and Bandy's tied at 7. And the big game in the 2A conference tonight, Maiden 14, Bunker Hill 13. East Burke leads Lincolnton 10-0. That's a bit of a surprise. East Burke's been kind of down this year. But Lincolnton has shown a habit of coming back in the second half and beating people.
They have. They're resilient.
So, incomplete pass. It's third down. Landrum hands off to Ryan Zeich. He gets maybe a yard and then gets nailed. So it'll be fourth down. Be interesting to see, as good as the kickers are, will they go for the field goal?
Yeah, 4th down and 10. We're on the 19
and they are. And Simmons is in. He's got the tee.
I don't think that's a bad call.
No, not the way these kids have been kicking. So the quarterback, Landrum, here's something to watch. Landrum is the holder. Stuart Simmons is the kicker. This will be a 36-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. He drilled that through. He had another 10 yards on that one, so a 36-yard field goal. And it's now Fred T. Foard 11, North Lincoln 9 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
You may wonder what makes us different here at First Federal Savings Bank. We have been intertwined with this community for over 80 years. Here at First Federal Savings Bank, we take pride in Lincoln County, and that's why you see us donating time and resources to local charities and the schools in our community. Being a hometown bank is more than just a saying for us. It's about action and impact in the community in such a way that present and future generations are proud to call Lincoln County home. Stop in and see us here at First Federal Savings Bank today. Equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Oh.
Man, they are. They are having a kicking contest.
Back here at North Lincoln, Fred T. Foard, Simmons, who just nailed the 36-yard field goal. Sutton and Simmons are putting on a show. I mean, it's missiles going both directions. Yet another kick into the end zone for a touchback. If anybody gets hurt on a return tonight, I don't know how. You don't have to block.
They're kicking bombs into the end zone.
This is not what you normally see out of high school kids.
No. These two kickers have good legs.
Who is West Lincoln playing tonight? I'm trying to remember. Well, anyway, North Lincoln has it 1st and 10 at the 20. Handoff up the middle to Morse. Basic bread and butter play for the Knights. Gain of maybe 2 on the play. Well, a generous body gets a little over 3, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Long 6, short 7.
Yeah, they both these teams with the kickers doing what they're doing, they are having a tough go in their own territory.
Yeah, there's not been good field position unless there's been a turnover involved.
Or 2 in the same play.
That too. Carson keeps it, goes around the right side. He's got a lot of running room. He's up the middle of the field. He's got an opening. He's over the 50, the 30, breaks it back to the center of the field, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. 77-yard touchdown run for Connor Carson. Went around the right side and was off to the races. He had one player to beat. He got a hand on him, but not enough to slow him down as he veered to the center of the field. Great run by the quarterback, and it's now 15-11 North Lincoln on the First Federal Savings scoreboard.
Yeah, he took off, and once he got to daylight, nobody was catching him.
There was one player that might have had a chance for him near midfield. It was near him, but he just took off. And the 2-point conversion is good. Pass into the end zone. Reed King brings it in. Connor Carson. Interesting play.
Little
the quarterback.
Trickery, kind of run him out. Didn't look like he was going to try to run it in, but I think they disguised that. Got some people in the back of the end zone, pulled the defense up. He throws it over the top, and they take a 17-11 lead over Fred T. Foard in the second quarter.
6:41 to go. We're going to keep it here. Although I think we know what's going to happen on the kickoff.
It has been fun to watch. You know, you don't get to say that much in high school games where you enjoy the kickoffs, but these guys are impressive.
So Carson scores the touchdown, then comes through and catches the pass on the trick play for the whatsupshopper.com PAT. 17-11, and Liam Sutton's turn now to show off the leg. McElwain and Ryan Zeiker back for Fred T. Foard, not that it probably matters.
No, he kicked a bullet last time. Let's see if he gets some air up under this one or see if he kicks another bullet to the end zone.
If you're on the return team, you don't get to go down the field and hit anybody and make a tackle on them. There's no return. This one gets some air, and it's still going to make the end zone. That's 1 yard into the end zone. Surprisingly, a touchback.
That was that was a much better kick. The other one was a bullet. That was a nice kick.
That one got as high as the top of the goalpost.
Nice
he had
kick.
some air under that one. I wonder if either of these are being looked at by some small colleges, because
that's nice kicks for definitely for high school, but even some of your smaller colleges, that would be something to be looking at.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers, trailing now by 6 points at their own 20-yard line.
See if we can get another big play.
We've had those. 3 wide receivers to the left. McElwain in the backfield. Throws quick to Zeik out in the flat. He's got the catch. Gets out over the 35-yard line before he's tackled.
Looks about like 16 possibly.
Jeremiah Sellers with a tackle. Got him up high around the shoulder pads and brought him down, but not before he gained 17 yards on the play.
3 catches, 120 yards.
Three wide receivers to the left. Landrum keeps it now. He's under pressure, tries to go up the middle, can't split the defense, and he's brought down. He'll be sacked. Loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to get a lane, take off in it, and wasn't going anywhere. Take it down pretty quickly. Lawson.
Well, it looks like about 1 on the play, 1 or 2. Hunter Huckleberry with a sack. Why am I seeing the Tombstone movie, I'm Your Huckleberry?
It's one of my wife's favorite movies.
So Foard is not doing much with the running game, but they are looking to throw it now. Fake throw, handoff up the middle to McElwain. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard, so that'll make it about 3rd and 10. Not much there up the middle against North Lincoln.
No, they've tried that multiple times. No luck on the runs today for Fred T. Foard.
Defensive line for North Lincoln's done a pretty good job up front. Quick throw out to Zeich again, out in the right flat. He's got an opening, makes one man miss, makes another miss, gets across midfield to the 49-yard line. It'll be another first down for the Fred T. Foard Tigers. And Zeich now with his 4th catch, he's had some space and been making some plays for Fred T. Foard in this night secondary.
Was that about 12?
Yes. So gain of 12 on that one.
He's up to 132. He is having a great night on 4 catches, 132. That is their bell cow tonight.
3 wide receivers to the left. Landrum looks over the formation. Quick pass to in the flat again. It's Zeich again. North Lincoln doesn't seem to have an answer for this quick throw to Zeich out in the flat. Zeich looking kind of like Wes Welker.
He is. He run that slot very well.
Mm-hmm.
They got something right here. If they keep going, he's definitely getting yards. He's got some speed. It gives him 5 catches for 140 so far.
So gain of 7 on the play, 2nd and 3 at the Knights' 42-yard line. Zeich in the slot. And we're going to have a timeout, Fred T. Foard. So we'll be back in 60 seconds after the timeout on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
It's time to take charge with the new Volkswagen ID.4 EV from Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. It's the first electric SUV for everyone. Classic Volkswagen is a Carfax top-rated dealer and the winner of the 2022 Consumer Satisfaction Award. You can even buy online. And be sure to check out their selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit the website at classicvwgastonia.com. But better yet, drop by soon. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. That's Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Doing what it normally does.
Nuttin', honey.
He has.
So back after the timeout on 2nd down, Fred T. Foard runs the ball. McElwain goes over the right side. Gain of maybe 1 on the play. That running has not worked out well for Foard tonight, but we've got an injured player for North Lincoln.
Yeah, Foard, 7 carries for McElwain, 10 yards. So they are bottling up the running game from Fred T. Foard. Can't say the same thing about the passing game, but the running game, their run defense has played well tonight.
It's been tough sledding inside.
Big round of applause for number 40.
We got third down.
You've got Josh Fox and Hunter Huckleberry and Jaden Sellers have all done a good job lining up at the front for North Lincoln. Coming off the field, the injured player is number 46. I don't have that on the roster. So our mystery guest player, sign in please. Landrum under center, 3rd and 2, looks over the formation, back under center, hand off to McElwain up the middle. This time it may actually work. It depends on the spot, though. I'm not sure he got there.
I'm not sure he got there either. Looks like they're giving him 1.5 maybe.
So it's going to be 4th and short, maybe a yard. We'll see what they want to do here.
You know North is expecting the run up to gut. It'd be a good time to pull a fake handoff, throw one over the top.
So they stopped the clock for a measurement. 2:53 to go in the first half. North Lincoln with a 17-11 margin. They're going to measure for the first down here. I believe he's short because I thought he had to get to the 39, and it looks about a half yard short from here. I love the new markings on the field. It's easy to tell.
Yeah, I think that's a good assessment. I thought he was half yard short myself. They're going to get a measurement. We're going to see where they come out at.
If nothing else, both teams get a timeout out of this for free. Are we going to measure or not? They've sent both teams to the sideline, and they've just adjusted the spot.
They moved that ball back.
They moved it back to almost the 40-yard line, so he will definitely be almost a full yard short. So 4th and 1 coming up. 2:53 to go in the half.
Let's get behind this night defense. All right, let's make some noise out there. 4th and 1.
So 3 wide receivers, 2 right, 1 left. McElwain in the backfield. Extra tight end. Hand off to McElwain. He's got an opening up the middle. He's going to break free across the 10, the 5, touchdown, Fred T. Foard. The best run of the night for the Tigers, and they punch it in for a 40-yard touchdown run.
By number 21, Deontay McElwain.
That ties the score at 17 apiece. Waiting on the pending What's Up Shopper PAT.
Another big play. That's what we've seen all night is big plays from both of these offenses. Expecting a little run up the gut. They got it, couldn't stop it, and he goes for 39 yards.
And here we go with a conversion. 4 linemen to each side, way out past the hash marks. Landrum keeps it. That did not go well. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. They had a center and 2 backs, but 8 players on the outside of either hash mark trying to spread the defense out, run it up the middle. He slipped a little bit, but he wasn't going to get there.
He wasn't going to get there. That was an odd offensive play. Try to pull a little bit of trickery, maybe a little Andy Reid action there. It didn't work as good as Andy's plays, though.
Andy's also very good at drawing mustaches on people on the
He
flight. So that conversion is no good, and we're tied up 17 apiece with 2:31 to go in the first half. This could get interesting. Fred T. Foard, as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, coming in on a 21-game losing streak. But they are giving North Lincoln all they want.
Yeah, you know, North Lincoln was glad to get back home, glad to have Foard here on the homecoming night, try to get in the winning column, and they're having a tough go tonight.
East Lincoln 20.
So on the out-of-town scoreboard, East Lincoln traveling up to north end of Hickory to play St. Stephen's tonight. They've got a 20-0 lead. So the defense is still doing the job for East Lincoln. They are impressive.
Very impressive team, very good offense and very good defense. Haven't heard their total or their points per game, but when I watched them, they were scoring at least 30.
So Simmons will kick off for Foard. High kick. This one's actually not going to get to the end zone. Fielded at the 5-yard line. Caden Ayers takes it. goes up the hash mark, gets to about the 30. So a good return, 25 yards on the return. Caden Ayers on the return. And it'll be first down North Lincoln at their own 30, their best field position of the night.
Yep, best field position of the night. Just didn't get it in the end zone. That made a big difference. Got them 10 extra yards.
Someone in the press box, because maybe their legs are getting tired. They have been kicking it.
It was still a pretty kick.
2:20 to go. North will try and see if they have enough time to get this in the end zone. Carson keeps it, but there's no one to give it to and nowhere to go. He's dragged down for a 3-yard loss.
By number 64, Sam Bolch.
So Sam Bolch on the tackle. That was well played by Foard.
Yeah, after the big run, they tried again, and he's balled it up for a -3.
So 3 wide receiver formation for the Knights. Man in motion. Carson keeps it around the left side. Not much there, but a late flag comes in. Carson keeps it, gets about to the 30-yard line, but the side judge on the North Lincoln side has fired a flag in. We'll have to see what the penalty is.
Flag on the play.
Face mask.
Face mask on the Foard Tigers. That's the second one of the night.
Yeah, I think North Lincoln I think North Lincoln possibly had one too.
Yes. Everybody's just trying to grab whatever they can. Unfortunately, it's been a face mask twice now on Foard. It's only a 5-yard variety, so it will not be an automatic first down, but it gets the ball to the 35, 3rd and 5.
Makes it a little bit more manageable for North Lincoln.
Yeah, because they were looking at 10 yards on a conversion. Man in motion. Carson back to pass, looking, he's flushed out to the right, nice block, throws downfield, and the pass is caught. Is it going to be marked inbounds? Yes, it is. Nice catch by Caden Ayers as he did the tightrope along the sidelines. Ball's caught at the 39-yard line. Good throw by Carson. Even better catch by Ayers. So that'll be a gain of 26 yards on the play. So another 1st and 10 for the Knights. First downs brought to you by Turner Hauser Insurance of Lincolnton. Player going off slowly for the Tigers, so they're going to reset the 40-second clock. We're at a minute 16 to go in the game as the gong show has broken out here. I don't know who's going to play Chuck Barris, but Carson pass down the sideline. He's got a receiver. And it's caught. Great catch by Reed King on the sideline. It's way over on the far sideline. It's tough to see the lighting.
Let's see how far he got.
He got down to the 12-yard line.
From the 39 to the 12, the 27 yards.
So 2 big pass plays, one to Ayers, one to Reed King. And the Knights are knocking on the door at minute 9 to go in the half as they look and try and take a lead before halftime. Handoff, 21, Tyler Donahue. Bit of a jet sweep formation there as he came from the left, goes around the right side. He gets down inside the 10 to the 7. So 2nd and 5, clock running, 50 seconds to go in the quarter and the half. Knights taking their time. And now we've got an equipment issue. So one of the Knights, Tyler Donahue, has to come out. Liam Sutton will replace him.
Running the clock.
So the clock is moving again, under 40. Handoff, Carson goes around the right side. That didn't work well at all. Had Sutton going back the other direction, but Carson gets snowed under, lost back to the 14-yard line, loss of 7 on the play. And the clock is stopped now, 28.1 to go in the half. Timeout, North Lincoln. They were in good shape down to the 7-yard line, but that play did not help at all.
Last two pass run plays, minus yards.
So we'll keep it here. We're getting close to the end of the half, 28.1 to go. 17 all. After having 3 blowouts to start the season, I've had some great games after that. It's been fantastic, and this is another one. This is not perfectly played, but very entertaining.
They got a big 3rd and long. I don't know if that's going to matter with it being 3rd down. Only 29 seconds to go. See if they can get this thing punched in the end zone.
I believe North Lincoln has 1 timeout left. Is that correct?
We're not sure how many timeouts.
We're trying to check
North
to see on the
got.
timeout.
They don't have it on the scoreboard here.
Okay, that was the first one for North is the word we're getting here. So they have 2 timeouts left, so that does present some options.
It does.
But it is 3rd and 5. 28.1. Ball at the 14-yard line. Handoff going back the other way. Donahue back in the game. He tries to go around the right side. That does not work. And another loss on the play. This time. Okay, they lost a yard on the play, and there's a holding call. So that pushes it back to the 26-yard line. So if they wanted to try a field goal from here, you're looking at 43 yards.
I don't think that's an option. They had good field position. The clock is running, and now they're in tough territory.
So 3rd and 23. They can get a first down without a touchdown, but not by much. Carson throws over the middle. He's got a reception. It's caught down to the 10-yard line. Timeout is called by North Lincoln. They didn't get the first down, but they got a lot of the penalty and loss of yardage back. I didn't see who that was caught by. Was that Reed King?
I did not see. I was trying to get the yardage on it. He had a slant over the middle. Reed King did get that. What number's Reed?
18. So 18. King with the reception, and it set the ball up in the center of the field. So now North Lincoln's Liam Sutton will come on. We know he's got the leg for this. They're going to put it down at the 17-yard line, so we're looking at a 27-yard field goal attempt. North Lincoln trying to take the lead right before the half. Snap, hold, kick is up, high enough, and it's good.
Wow.
By a lot. Great kick by Sutton. The field goal is brought to you by whatsupshopper.com. And with 1.2 seconds to go, it's 20-17, North Lincoln with the advantage.
Of course, kicker's going to make a big difference in this first half and puts one through, puts them in the lead 20-17. 1 second to go.
So for Sutton, he's now 4 of 5 on the season with a long of 35 yards. These kickers have been impressive.
I agree.
We might have to make them the players of the game. No, there's a lot of other candidates, but my goodness.
We've got some good wide receivers in this game, and they've been some good balls thrown in this game.
Yes, there has. Good run by Carson for the long touchdown. There's been a little bit of everything.
He's got 95 yards on the ground.
Okay, Ryan Zeich and Dante McElwain back for Fred T. Foard. They will take the kickoff here. 1.2 seconds to go, so if it's not a touchback, they're going to have to go all the way on this one.
I'm gonna wager to say he's kicking this in the end zone.
Yeah, I would too. And then line everybody up at about their own 40. Don't throw it over us. So Sutton comes up. There's the boot.
Oh.
Low line drive down the middle. Squib kick picked up by Zeich. He gets out to the 25, works his way over to the left sideline, and he is tackled there. And that'll be the end of the first half. So on the First Federal scoreboard, it's halftime here. North Lincoln 20, Fred T. Foard 17. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week. We're going to take a 4-minute timeout as we get some stats together. It's also homecoming, so it'll be an extended halftime here. So we'll be back in 4 minutes on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors. Now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include 4-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendSales.com. See their page at WhatsAppShopper.com and like them on Facebook too. You may wonder what makes us different here at First Federal Savings Bank. We have been intertwined with this community for over 80 years. Here at First Federal Savings Bank, we take pride in Lincoln County, and that's why you see us donating time and resources to local charities and the schools in our community. Being a hometown bank is more than just a saying for us. It's about action and impact in the community in such a way that present and future generations are proud to call Lincoln County home. Stop in and see us here at First Federal Savings Bank today. Equal housing lender and member FDIC. It's back, the Cleveland County Fair, September 29th through October 9th, packed with entertainment including 2 big demolition derbies, October 1st and 8th. Ride Off for Rides will be there with 6 new rides, including The Beast. Shows include Hot Diggity Dog, Act Monsters Chainsaw, Renee Riddle, ventriloquist comedian and singer Sylvia Fletcher, The Victoria Circus, and more. Go online and get your advanced all-day armbands for just $20. The 2022 Cleveland County Fair, September 29th through October 9th. For more information, go online at clevelandcountyfair.com. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com. It's time to take charge with the new Volkswagen ID.4 EV from Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. It's the first electric SUV for everyone. Classic Volkswagen is a Carfax top-rated dealer and the winner of the 2022 Consumer Satisfaction Award. You can even buy online. And be sure to check out their selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit the website at classicvwgastonia.com. But better yet, drop by soon. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. That's Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors. Now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include 4-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendSales.com. See their page at WhatsAppShopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Homecoming.
Oh, I know why.
Represents number 35.
That's why. It was up under my chair.
Okay, back here in North Lincoln, it is homecoming. It was already senior night. I saw some junior football players earlier from some of the Optimist programs. I mean, when you only have 2 home games, you get everything in.
Got to get it all in. Beautiful stadium.
Yes, they did a fantastic job. The only thing that needs to be done is they need to put the lines on the track. And they need to mark off the runways for the long and high jump and stuff like that. But a lot of work went into this. I believe the budget was close to $1 million. And the other 3 high schools in Lincoln County are in line for that over the next couple of years. So going to have some really nice facilities here. The track program here, of course, at North Lincoln has been stellar for the last decade. They're going to host a couple winter meets. They're going to host the Lincoln County Championship, the Conference Championship, and also the 3A West Regional will be here in the spring. So they're going to, Coach Castro and his staff are going to be putting this place to good use now that it's done. It is a super looking facility. Blue track with a green turf. Black and blue trim on the sidelines. It is really, really impressive. I can't wait to see what it looks like when they get done at West, East, and Lincolnton.
Yeah, I think when I was up in the East game, second game of the year, Forest View, heard one of the coaches talking about wanting new lighting and possibly some better facilities on the field. So it'd be nice to have them the same luxuries.
And on a personal note, it would be nice to have a bigger press box at East Lincoln. It is very cramped. I mean, it's an older school. I mean, it's been around since, I believe, '67 was when the school was built, and that's probably the original press box. Back then, you didn't need huddle and internet connections and PAs and everything else that goes, or NFHS. Football feeds, and you know, you can get the broadcast. I mean, it's basically just a camera taking a picture of the field, and that's about it. But so anyway, we're here. It's 20-17. It's halftime, and Zach's going to take us through some of the stats. There's been some interesting things.
Yes, we've had some big plays here tonight. 8 carries, 95 yards, having a couple big plays. Took 177 yards for a touchdown. He also has some passing yards. He's through. He's got five completions.
Had 2 on that last drive, 1 to Ayers, 1 to King, that got them down into field goal position to take the lead at the half.
Knocking home 100 yards passing to match his 95 yards rushing, so he's having a pretty good game. On the Fred T. Foard side, McElwain has got most of the carries tonight. For the most of the game, he had 8 carries, only 11 yards, but he broke the last one, if you remember, for 40 yards. That puts him at 51 yards, 9 carries. And then in the passing game, Mr. Zyke is the only one to catch a pass on the Fred T. Foard side. Number 3, Zyke, he has 5 catches, and he is at 140 yards for the game. So big game for Mr. Zyke. Second game I've been at in the last 2 weeks where somebody's had some pretty good yardage. That's a lot of yardage for a wide receiver in high school, 140. So he's having a really, really good game. And again, on the other side, Carson has probably been the player of the game for North Lincoln so far. So he's running around pretty good, throwing the ball fairly decent.
So that's where we are halftime stat-wise. Homecoming continues here for North Lincoln. They're introducing the senior court at this point. So let's take a look at some of the scores on the out-of-town scoreboard as we have them. We have some from back in the studio, and also we have some courtesy of the Lincoln Herald website. They're really good about keeping up with high school football on Friday nights. So taking a look, looking at the Lincoln County scores, East Burke leads Lincolnton 10-7 at halftime. That game's up in Connolly Springs.
Not a game that Lincoln really can afford to lose.
No, not at this point. They've worked their way up to tied for 3rd in the conference with West Lincoln. So they really need to put this one away because they still have Maiden and they still have
they still have to play West. They played each other yet.
That's right.
Lincoln
That's
West.
the last
How
game.
interesting is that going to be?
So they've got Maiden coming up next week and West Lincoln to finish the season, I believe.
That might be to see who gets in the playoffs, because I think the top 3 teams out of that go.
Last year, 4 got in out of that conference, so, but you don't want to be that 4th team sweating it out on Saturday.
No, and you don't want those guys at the state making the decision for you.
Next up, West Lincoln. They're taking care of business up at West Caldwell, 28-6 in the second quarter. West Caldwell struggling almost as much as Fred T. Foard and West Iredell have the last few years. Let's see, East Lincoln 28-0 over St. Stephen's in the second quarter. That's going to be a name your score. Depends on how much Coach Lubowitz wants to score points.
Yeah, and if they wind up getting a 42, they'll run the clock. So.
Yep. So here it's 20-17 at halftime. The big game in the 2A conference, the unbeatens in the conference, Maiden and Bunker Hill. It is 28-26 Maiden at halftime. Bunker Hill will receive the second half kickoff. So
not disappointing.
No, that's turning out to be quite the game. Elsewhere in the 2A conference, we've got Newton Conover leading Bandy's 14-7 at the half. And I believe that's it for that conference. In the 3A conference that North and East are in, Hickory is blowing out West Iredell 42-15 in the second quarter. West Iredell struggles almost as much as Fred T. Foard. They're getting their head handed to them by Hickory tonight. Down in Gaston County, in some of the leagues down there, Burns leads North Gaston 37-0 at the half. Burns, one of the best teams in 2A.
They are.
Currently ranked number 1 in the Max Preps 2A state rankings.
Yeah, I've watched them. Done a couple of their games. Very explosive. They're going to make some noise in the 2A.
And then some other scorers down that way in Gaston and Cleveland County. Crest leads Forest View 28-7 at the half. Kings Mountain 28-17 over Stuart Kramer. That's surprisingly close for the second quarter.
It is.
South Point leads Ashbrook 14-7. A couple of neighbors going at it there. And that is it on the out-of-town scoreboard. One game last night, Shelby easily handled Bessemer City 45-0. So we're caught up on the scores around the area. And we've still got some more festivities here for homecoming. So we're going to take another 4-minute timeout, and we'll be back with the second half of football here on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
To study international relations.
Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors. Now available at Weston Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include 4-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at Weston Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westonsales.com. See their page at whatsupchopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world class for the working class.
Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at nesbitoil.com.
It's time to go to work at Triad Corrugated Metals in Lincoln. They're now hiring for manufacturing jobs, and they'll train. Just drop by their location at 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. And with Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, thus saving you money. See one of the largest selections of colors in North Carolina. That's Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. For more information, call 980-429-2278. Looking for your dream home? Look to Gates Realty and Auction in Lincoln. Robert Gates can help make your dreams come true. Robert has over 30 years combined real estate and auction experience and is licensed in North Carolina. Visit their website at gatesauction.com and check out the latest listings available. We're sure there's one for you and your family. Gates Realty and Auction. Call 866-735-1977 and let Robert Gates help make your dreams come true.
Sold America.
Now through October. Mention this radio ad and you can save on a one-time maintenance special from Rye Heating and Air in Lincoln. This program is regular $135, but now through October is just $75. Don't wait till it breaks. Get a preventive maintenance today to ensure your system is in safe working condition for the long winter season. Also, take 10% off all air purification products and smart thermostats. Again, mention this radio ad and save at Rye Heating and Air. Call 980-389-0008 or visit the website at ryeheatingandair.com.
I'm just trying not to pull any of these cords out. I wish there was a hole here I could drop them down this way and not under.
I couldn't figure out why mine kept getting hung up, and it was around this leg. I didn't know it was around this leg of this chair. I'm like, it's not on my leg. Why is it acting crazy?
And also a big congratulations to Megan. That was our last year homecoming queen. Thank you, Megan.
Sorry, that was my fault. We know. You're going to blame it anyway. You messed up a perfect.
Back here at North Lincoln, homecoming festivities have been concluded. They introduced the court, and homecoming queen is Aubrey the Hammer Cada. Aubrey is a member of the North Lincoln softball team, plays for Coach Brianna Tapp, and she has got a nickname of the Hammer, so that's not something you hear normally associated with a homecoming queen.
So she's obviously a good ball player.
She's appears to be fairly tall too from here, so if she gets some arc on it, she might have an Aaron Judge type swing. Generates a lot of bat speed. So that's it for halftime here. The teams have not come out on the field yet. We'll have to see what happens here in the second half, but it certainly was an entertaining first half.
Got 2 minutes to go on the board up here, and neither one of the teams are out. Maybe they was expecting with it being homecoming a little bit longer intermission.
Yeah, they've got 2 minutes on the clock. Here comes Foard. They're coming out of the field house on the far side.
And didn't North kicked off to start the game, did they not?
Yes, so I believe they'll have the ball to start the second half. So that was a big field goal to get the lead, and now you'll get the ball to start the second half.
If they can get down there and score, make this
get a
possibly
space.
a two-possession game.
Open up a little bit of space here on Foard, who's hanging in very well, especially with the passing game. So North is now working their way out of the locker room. You can see this is not unusual. Here comes a player for North on crutches. As a coach detailed before the game, they've had some serious injury issues this year. He really is thinking his team is jinxed.
Well, they're coming out slowly. 51 seconds left in at halftime here, and like we said a minute ago, North Lincoln's going to get the kickoff. See what they can do in moving the ball.
I mean, you got Justin Bassani coming across the field on crutches. his brother, Ryan Bassani, is the leading tackler. He's in the concussion protocol.
97 tackles, you said?
98,
98
in
tackles?
7 games.
So he's averaging
14.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's just a
It's
sophomore.
all over the field.
Nice article by him in the Denver Citizen. It's part of the Mooresville group that does several papers. But there was a nice article on Ryan Bassani last week and the job he's done just as a sophomore this year. Brennan Rogers is out for the season. Got Emmanuel Maynor here, one of their faster players. He's standing on the sideline just wearing a uniform. He's not in pads. You got a lineman down here also just wearing a jersey. So it's been a rough year for North Lincoln. They've got some undersized guys on the line, an oversized running back who used to be on the line.
Yeah, and like you said, they hadn't had a lot of home games. Well, only one home game this year so far.
Yeah, Statesville, and that was a 15-9 loss. That was the first game they played on the new turf. The track wasn't done at that point. So this is just their second and what'll be final home game, because if they do make the state playoffs, they're going to be about 4-6, 5-5. They're going to go on the road.
Yeah, they're going to go on the road. This is a they really want to get this win. Like you said, Foard comes in with 27 losses in a row. Is that
21.
Correct? 21 losses in a row. So definitely a winnable game. I'm sure he come in thinking that. And they're in a dogfight at halftime.
Yes, they are. So again, it's 20-17. They put another 3 minutes on the clock, so the normally interminable homecoming halftime is now even longer. I can't vamp much longer, as they say in the showbiz.
I had the pleasure of being at a couple of homecomings this year: Kings Mountain, West Lincoln, and now North Lincoln.
It's always great, but they always take much longer than normal.
I think they normally put 5 extra minutes on for it, and then they put that extra 5, and then they just added 2, and it wasn't because of homecoming. It was because the teams didn't get on the field. So we're in waiting mode, doing a couple stretches.
Yeah,
things on the field.
You know, this is like one of those interminable halftime or in between periods at a hockey game. I mean, the only thing missing is the Zamboni going around the field, and see, I told you we get a hockey reference in here somewhere. But at least in football, we only have the 1 intermission. Hockey, we have 2, and if it's playoff hockey, they go until somebody scores.
Right.
I've watched games till 2 in the morning when it gets into the 4th overtime. I mean, they've already played 2 full games, and now they're into a 7th period. It's a wonder the goalies can stand up at that point.
Wow.
So hockey is it's catching on down here in the Carolinas, especially up in the Raleigh area. Charlotte's been really good supporting the Checkers, but it's a great game. I can't believe it hasn't caught on more in the South. It's just like NASCAR. They skate around in circles and run into each other. It's great, and fights break out. It sounds like, you know, Saturday night at Hickory Speedway or something.
And NASCAR's branched out. they're you know, out in California doing a couple different things. So hockey coming down this area, and like I said, not real prevalent, but we'll take any professional teams.
Yep, and the support. If you've never been to a game in Raleigh, that building, especially in the playoffs, is insane. The decibel level is like 110. I mean, it's jet engine level.
Wow.
It's the loudest house in the league, and it's amazing. It's a fun time. So anyway, we're down to 30 seconds. We might actually get some football out here shortly. They're bringing teams out onto the field. The referees are huddling. So if we remember correctly, North Lincoln should get the ball to start the second half. So the big field goal, pounded through by Liam Sutton. What was the yardage on that again? 20, 29, 30? That was pretty good.
He kicked it from the 16, so you add
26.
26.
So 26-yard field goal, and it had 46 written on it because there was plenty of foot behind it. Both Simmons and Sutton have just been phenomenal kickers tonight. So the kickoff is coming up. We've got Reed King and Caden Ayers back for North Lincoln. And Stuart Simmons will be kicking off. So far we've only had one return tonight. We'll see if we get our second or if yet another touchback.
I'm not betting on it.
No. So Simmons waiting for the signal. There it is. He runs up and booms it. But it's going to be short of the end zone. Fielded by Ayers at the 7-yard line. He goes to the left side. He's got an opening, breaks to the sideline, and he steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 43, so a return of 36 yards on the play. And that'll put North Lincoln in great field position at their own 43-yard line. Great compared to what they've had most of the night.
Had he not stepped out of bounds, he had another angle there. He might have got a few more yards in on that.
Yeah, he could have easily had another 10, 15 or more.
I think the legs might be getting tired too.
That's entirely possible. They've worked them hard. North Lincoln on offense. Hand off to Morse over the right side. He's got an opening, breaks a tackle, gets out to midfield. Good run on first down, 7 yards for Morse. Seth Murray with a tackle for the Tigers.
Starting to get a little, his legs under him, 9, 10, 7 in the last 4 runs. So starting to move the ball up the middle. The Fred T. Foard defense might be getting a little bit winded.
Yeah, North has kept possession pretty well here most of the game, so you might start to see fatigue.
Especially with them going both ways.
You might see some fatigue on the Tigers. 2nd and 3. Hand off to Morse again over the right side. Again an opening. He works his way through, drags a couple tacklers, gets over the 40-yard line to the 39. It'll be Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. So ball's at the 39-yard line. It'll be another first down. Three running backs in the backfield. Morse again, they found something. Again, he follows the right side of his line. He doesn't get touched till he's about 4 or 5 yards downfield.
Yeah, starting to give the ball. Like I said, it seems like they're getting some traction. And he's at 11 carries for about 57, 58 yards for the night.
So a gain of 4 on the play for Morse. It'll be 2nd and 6, and this is what North Lincoln likes to do. Just pound out chunks of yardage, first down after first down. Ball possession. Morse now goes to the left side, hurdles over a tackler, works his way down to the 28-yard line. That'll be another first down for the Knights.
That's going to be enough for another Ray City steal.
Another good run. Looks like they're going to feed him. If they can get down here and score, it's going to make a little bit of an issue for Fred T. Foard.
And it keeps the clock running, which is what North Lincoln likes to do. They like to keep possession, keep that clock moving. Carson, it's Morse again, straight up the middle, bowls over a tackler at the 20-yard line, goes down at the 19. So a gain of 9 on that run. And they are opening some big holes for Morse, not only on both sides, but that one was right up the middle.
Yeah, like I said, starting to get some momentum up the middle, and he's got 13 carries for 73 yards.
I think they're using 2 linemen in front of Morse as well as lead blockers, and they go over the left side. Again, he gets down to the 15-yard line, so they're in the red zone, and it's another first down for the Knights. A little different formation. They've had Morse in the deep is the deep running back, but they've had 2 looks like linemen. 51, Josh Fox, who is a lineman, and it looked like Jaden Sellers, 33, in the backfield. If I'm seeing the numbers.
To run off that left side.
Pitch to Morse, goes to the right side. He's got an opening, breaks through the line. Gets down to about the 12.
So, 4.
Play by number 60, Dylan Smith.
Yeah, gain of short 4.
Yeah, 3.
3-4. So again, they're moving the ball nicely. It's been Morse on every play on the drive so far.
Slowing it down, hitting it up the middle.
And got the formation. 2 halfbacks. Morse is the fullback. Follows his blockers. Goes up the middle, and he's free into the end zone and lays him into the end zone. My goodness. There's a flag on the play, but number 12, Alex Gonzalez, is asking for the license plate of the truck that hit him.
13-yard run in the end zone, and
Gonzalez tried to stand him up at the goal line.
Didn't work.
It didn't work. Gonzalez's derriere was planted in the turf quickly.
It looks like they're bringing this back.
That's unfortunate, but we still have the hit to love.
Yeah.
So the touchdown's wiped off the board, kind of like Gonzalez was.
Yeah, I mean,
that was,
and that's impressive. He
hit.
had about 7, 8 carries on this drive.
Well, here comes Morse again, goes around the left side, gets hit near the line of scrimmage, but drags a tackler forward. So he gets some of the penalty yardage back, and he's inside the 15 to the 14. It'll be 3rd down and 9, though. The penalty yardage.
That really hurt him.
Is going to hurt. Not only is it yardage, but it also took points off the board.
I think we talked about earlier before the game, turnovers and penalties has been Achilles heel of North Lincoln this year.
It's been both teams. I mean, but both teams are creeping up on 20 turnovers on the season. 3rd down. You got 1 wide receiver each side. Donahue fakes going in motion. Now it's King coming this way. Carson keeps it around the left side. He's got an opening, and he's into the end zone touchdown. Carson keeps it. First time Morse did not carry the ball on the play. Goes around the left side. Good blocking at the point of attack. And he takes 2 defenders into the end zone as the Knights take a 26-17 lead.
Where did he start that? Did you know where he started that run from? 14?
14-yard line, thank you.
Thank you. That puts him at 109 on 9 carries. So back up over 100. He was over 100, got some minus yardage, and then now 14-yard touchdown. That's the 2nd touchdown run of the game.
So Liam Sutton will be on to attempt the What's Up Chopper point after touchdown. Snap, hold. Kick is up, and
look at that kick.
Wow.
Next point is good.
He put it almost to the scoreboard.
On an extra point.
On an extra point. That was pounded through. So it's 27-17 Knights. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Now through October, mention this radio ad and you can save on a one-time maintenance special from Rye Heating and Air in Lincoln. This program is regular $135, but now through October is just $75. Don't wait till it breaks. Get a preventive maintenance today to ensure your system is in safe working condition for the long winter season. Also, take 10% off all air purification products and smart thermostats. Again, mention this radio ad and save at Rye Heating and Air. Call 980-389-0008 or visit the website at ryeheatingandair.com.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world class for the working class.
Yard line, so there's an actual return, but it's not much different as he comes down at the 21-yard line. So 1 yard difference because he didn't get it in the end zone.
Well.
So a good kick by Sutton. 7:25 to go on the First Federal scoreboard. 27-17. Knights has stretched it out to a two-score advantage.
Let's see if they continue their passing attack here in the second half. Red T Foard to Mr. Zyke.
Well, they've got the same setup. They've got 3 wide receivers with Zyke in the slot. Hand off to McElwain up the middle. Not much there. Josh Fox and company bring him down after a short game.
They've tried that a bunch. They only been successful on one play with McElwain. He's at 10 carries for 52 yards, got a 5.2 average, but it's all on one play, 40 yards.
About to say 40 of it on one play, so.
They bottled him up pretty well.
It tends to mess up the average.
It does.
The median runs stay the same. You can tell I teach statistics sometimes, so. All right, 2nd and 8. Enough math. And there's the pass out to Zyke in the flat, but this time he's pretty good coverage. He had to work real hard. He made the first guy miss, worked through a couple tacklers, got out to the 27-yard line. So gain of about 4, but he had to really work hard for that one. Now Foard up to the line quickly, not taking much time, 3rd and 5. 5 wide receivers, 3 and 2. Left and right. Landrum, the only one in the backfield. Still 14 on the play clock, so they've got time. Landrum takes a snap. Quick pass out to the flat, and that is diagnosed. Quick pass out there to number 6, Stuart Simmons. Simmons also, he's the first one to catch a pass other than Zyke tonight, and it didn't work. Number 6.
Number 6.
The kicker.
0 yards on that. So no lost one, excuse me.
So Stuart Simmons, after making the catch for the loss, will be punting for the Tigers. And Reed King appears to be back for the Knights. 10 seconds on the play clock. Ford's still running players on the field, and they finally take a timeout.
Timeout, Tigers.
So a quick timeout before 4th down. We're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at NesbittOil.com. Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors. Now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include 4-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. See their page at whatsupchopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Punt by Simmons, and not one of his better kicks. A little bit low and to the left. The ball goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So again, good field position for North Lincoln. Reed King was over there watching the ball, but he just let it go out of bounds.
Yeah, he took an extra step on that. It looked like his timing might have been a little bit off on that kick.
So 5:14 to go, 3rd quarter. North Lincoln with a 10-point lead and the football. King in motion, pitches to him. He goes around the left side. He's got a blocker out in front. Works his way to the sideline, gets to about the 48. Gain of 6 on the play, or 5 rather. Well, now they get him marked out to the 49, so yeah, a gain of 6.
Nice little end around maybe.
Kind of a jet sweep kind of thing.
Yep.
King coming back in motion, and then he had 21. Tyler Donahue and another player out in front as lead blockers. So a good gain on 1st down as they approach midfield. Different formation. Carson pitches it to King in the backfield. He tries to get around the outside, cuts it up, works hard, gets maybe a yard or 2.
Yeah, they've been they've been running Morris, maybe giving him a little bit of breather on this drive, trying to get Mr. King involved.
Well, Morris is out on the field, but they just crossed midfield at the 49.5, so it'll be 3rd and 3. Yeah, they've changed the formation. They've gone back more. They don't have as many in the backfield. Carson keeps it. He pitches. Reed King turns it upfield, fumble, and a lineman falls on it downfield. North Lincoln will retain possession, but King had the first down, got the ball stripped, and number 56, Bryson Esser, falls on the ball. The senior lineman retains possession for the Knights and a first down at the plus 38-yard line.
They've had some fortunate bounces in this game the Knights have on some turnovers.
So 1st and 10 at the 38. Hand off to Morris up the middle. Morris bursts through, gets down to about the 31-yard line. Another good gain for Morris on first down.
Yeah, he's up to 17 carries, and most of that has been in the second half.
Pick up about 8 on the play or 7 on the play. Bring up about 8.
So 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3, just outside the 30-yard line at the 31 of the Tigers. One wide receiver each side. Donahue in motion. Carson keeps it going around the right side. He's got an opening, bursts up through the middle. He's going to score. Connor Carson, looking very similar to the touchdown run earlier, broke around the right side, found an opening, works his way back to the middle, and he's into the end zone. A 31-yard touchdown run for Connor Carson, and now the Knights looking to double up the score on Fred T. Foard. Not going to kick the extra point. They're in. No? Okay, now they've shifted back into the kicking formation. Thought they were going to run a little trick, but if you got a good kicker like Sutton, just kick the point.
Keep it.
Snap, hold, kick is up and pounded through again. Out to the track. So with 3:24 to go, North Lincoln has blown it open here. They lead 34-17. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
The big new Skag mowers have arrived at the new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. It's the best commercial and residential mower on the market today. Nothing mows like a Skag. And also check out 44 feet of Diablo saw blades in stock, along with Marshalltown concrete tools and Redbird irrigation products and repair. Commercial pricing available, plus military and first responder discounts at the all-new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
It's time to go to work at Triad Corrugated Metals in Lincoln. They're now hiring for manufacturing jobs, and they'll train. Just drop by their location at 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. And with Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, thus saving you money. See one of the largest selections of colors in North Carolina. That's Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. For more information, call 980-429-2278.
For North Lincoln's kickoff, Sutton, who's been a workhorse tonight, both kickers have been. Back deep is Ike and McElwain again for the Tigers. Sutton with a kick. Another high one. This one's 2 yards short of the end zone. McElwain takes it. And he gets to about the 21-yard line. And at that point, he is pile-driven into the turf. Nice form tackle by number 35, Coy Eldler.
Yeah, he's about a similar kick to the last one, right there to the edge of the end zone. Gets brought out and don't get any more than 20 yards.
Late substitution, King coming on for North Lincoln, and flags are flying.
Flag on play.
So a 5-yard mark off against the Knights. Bit of confusion. Player was trying to get out in the field late for both teams. So 3:15 to go in the third quarter.
Down and 5.
Knights have doubled up with 2 quick scores here in the second half. 3 wide receivers to the right. And another, this time, there's an easy first down. 2 offside penalties. And it'll be first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, North Lincoln had the momentum. Definitely don't want to give it back to Bunker Hill on some penalties.
Almost.
Definitely don't want Mr. Zeich to get back in on the action if you're North Lincoln.
So again, Zeich. And we've got another flag. And now we're going back the other way. So 10 yards on the Knights, now 5 back the other way. So it'll be first and 15. If we can get a play snapped here successfully. We have yet to on this drive.
We have some hard counts.
He got the defense twice and his own team once.
Yep.
So 3 wide receivers. Looking for Zeich again. And so were the Knights. Zeich was there. He was open, but Reed King and company were closing quickly. If he had caught that, he was going to get nailed and not much of a gain.
Well, they kind of targeted in on him. Only one other pass completed from Foard to another wide receiver. That's not Zeich.
Yeah, that was the one to Simmons and lost a yard right before the last punt. So, again, same formation, 5 wide receivers. Landrum looks over. Still 12 seconds on the play clock, so they've got plenty of time. He's looking at the sideline. Down to 5. Snap. Back to pass. Looks over the middle. Throws. Pass is intended for McElwain, but very nearly intercepted by North Lincoln. So Tyler Donahue almost jumped the route for the interception. So it's going to be 3rd and long for the Tigers.
Yeah, not a good 8 minutes for Fred T. Foard in this beginning of this second half.
Yeah, lead went from 3 to 17 very quickly for the Knights.
Now they're backed up.
Here we go. 15 yards to go. Play clock down to 5. 5 wide receivers. Landrum looks back, throws down the field. He's trying to get a receiver. Very good coverage. Can't. So the pass is intended for Anthony Dunmore. That's the first time he's been targeted tonight. Good coverage by North Lincoln. Looked to be Khalil Yarborough in coverage.
They're going to need a good punt here and a good defensive stand to stay in this ball game.
Fourth down and 15. Coming up for the Tigers.
So Reed King will be back to receive the punt. Stuart Simmons kicking for the Tigers. Snap, kick.
Oh!
Pretty good punt, and he's run into. It wasn't a great punt. Now, are they going to call roughing or running into the kicker? Because they did have 15 yards to go.
It looked like it's going to be, to me, it was running into the kicker. I don't think he had his leg still up, so we'll see what he saw.
5-yard penalty because it's running into the kicker. It'll still be 4th down. That's what we thought.
Yep.
So 4th and 15 becomes 4th and 10, and we'll do it all over.
A running into the punter is a 5-yard penalty, bring up 4th and 10 coming up for the Tigers. Back deep for the Knights, Reed King.
So while they mark off the penalty, looks like we're having another game over on the tennis courts. There's some action over there as well. I don't know if it's tennis or pickleball, but it looks like there's something going on over there. Another high snap.
Man.
Simmons fields this one, gets the kick away. King fields it at the 35, fair catch. And the Knights will take over. 2:22 to go in the third quarter. Again, decent field position compared to what they were starting with early in the game.
Yep. About the 35, 36-yard line. 34-17.
Yard line, first and 10, with 2:22 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, no real change. 41-0 East leads St. Stephen's at the half. Carson back to pass, looks. He's got a man down the middle. It's Donahue. He makes the catch. Catches the ball just inside the 35, and there's going to be a penalty marker at the end of the play. Tyler Donahue on a post route is open down the middle. Carson hits him in stride, and there's a flag down at the 30. We'll wait and see what that call is. I'm pretty sure I'd say face mask.
Yeah. Was that about a 45-yard pass play?
So 36 to the 30. So that's 34 yards. And it's a 5-yard penalty, so the mark-off puts the ball at the 25-yard line. North Lincoln. 33-28. Bunker Hill leads Maiden in the third quarter. That's a fantastic game. Handoff to Morris. Has an opening around the right side, just gets tripped up. He gets past that arm tackle there. He is gone.
Yes.
Well, Morris has really worked for some hard yardage this half and this game. Done a good job. He's been the good counter to Connor Carson.
Yeah, he's got 18 carries for 94 yards unofficially. And then for Mr. Carson, 10 carries, 141 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
So 90 seconds to go in the half. Handoff, Morse over the left side. Stood up by number 5, Sam Drum. So looking around the area, is there any other good games going on? So yeah, Maiden Bunker Hill. 33-28, Bunker Hill leading early third quarter. That would be a reversal of last year. Maiden won the matchup and got the top seed going into the playoffs.
This is a big game.
So North Lincoln trying to put a run of wins together to see if they can make the state playoffs. Inside a minute to go in the third quarter. Hand off to Connor, keeps it around the outside. Fumble. Now the question is, did he get it back? Connor Carson goes around the left side. And Cody Morris not only runs the ball, but also signals that North Lincoln has kept it. So first down. Ball's in the red zone at the 15-yard line. Clock's running. There's about 30 seconds to go, 20 on the play clock, so they will have to run another play. Carson under center, hands off to Sutton on the reverse. Sutton breaks through the right side, gets down to about the 12-yard line. Gain of a couple, and that should be the last play of the third quarter. So a very successful quarter for the Knights, 2 touchdowns. They move the margin from 3 to 17. And we'll be back with the fourth quarter on the Lincoln County Game of the Week after this 60-second timeout.
And that is the end of the third quarter.
The big new Skag mowers have arrived at the new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. It's the best commercial and residential mower on the market today. Nothing mows like a Skag. And also check out 44 feet of Diablo saw blades in stock, along with Marshalltown concrete tools and Redbird irrigation products and repair. Commercial pricing available, plus military and first responder discounts at the all-new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
It's time to go to work at Triad Corrugated Metals in Lincoln. They're now hiring for manufacturing jobs, and they'll train. Just drop by their location at 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. And with Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, thus saving you money. See one of the largest selections of colors in North Carolina. That's Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. For more information, call 980-429-2278.
intermission entertainment on the tennis courts is over. Hand off to Cody Morris. He kept it. Carson kept it, followed Morris's blocking. Morris went into the end zone untouched, trying to block somebody, and Carson followed in his wake. So a nice touchdown run for the Knights, and they have blown this open, now leading 40-17 just 5 seconds into the fourth quarter.
4 touchdowns for Mr. Carson on the night.
I think we have a pretty good idea who might be the overall player of the game.
Yeah. 164 on the ground unofficially.
And a bit of a confusion. Coach Basil's not happy with this, having to take a timeout on an extra point. But if he looks at the scoreboard, I think he'll feel a little better. 40-17, the Knights ahead. So Sutton on to kick the extra point. I'm sure the huddle cameras in the end zone will get a good view of this one flying by. It won't be short. There's the kick. And it flies over the cameras easily. So the extra point, the What's Up Shopper PAT is good. And 5 seconds into the fourth quarter, North Lincoln leads 41-17. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
You may wonder what makes us different here at First Federal Savings Bank. We have been intertwined with this community for over 80 years. Here at First Federal Savings Bank, we take pride in Lincoln County, and that's why you see us donating time and resources to local charities and the schools in our community. Being a hometown bank is more than just a saying for us. It's about action and impact in the community in such a way that present and future generations are proud to call Lincoln County home. Stop in and see us here at First Federal Savings Bank today. Equal housing lender and member FDIC.
I was going to say they're not.
So back in North Lincoln, Leon Sutton lines up to kick off yet again. This kind of a low line drive, and that's going to go out of bounds, so that'll be a penalty. And I believe that gives the ball to the Tigers at the 35. Lincolnton up in East Burke now has taken a 14-10 lead. We were just discussing during the timeout. Lincolnton has been very resilient this season. This is probably the 5th game they've come from behind in.
Yeah, cardiac wolves.
And there were a couple games where you'd have a heart attack watching the finish. It was the Newton Conover game.
The crazy thing about that game was the punt return that got called back.
Right, yeah, Bost with a 90-yard punt return. Got called back, but they still drove down and scored.
90 yards and put it in with no seconds left.
Kamani Heath with a big 70-yard reception. There are a few things stick in my head once in a while. Very few. And now Fred T. Foard, coming out of the change of possession, has to take a timeout. This is not helping a team that is trying to break a 21-game losing streak, and they don't think they're going to be successful doing it.
And they had a really good first half.
They did.
Come out and the awful third quarter for them. Give up 21 points.
21-0 here in the second half.
North Lincoln come out and put the running game on them. A couple of different looking offense lineups for North Lincoln.
They had the double blocker thing for Cody Morris to open the half, and they just wore out the Tiger defense, handing the ball to Morris, and then Carson got the touchdown. And then the pass play, and now another run by Carson. So it's been a dominant performance in the second half for the Knights. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Landrum back to pass, throws, and it's intercepted. And the pass was intended for Stuart Simmons, but it's picked off by number 25, Cam Adams jumped the roots. Simmons was running a slant, but Adams jumped the root, and a turnover puts North Lincoln in business for the first time tonight on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, you talked earlier about Fred T. Ford can get some yards in the air, but they will put it up to the other team sometimes.
Yeah, they already had 10 interceptions coming into this ball game. That is going to add to the total. So they're also creeping up on 20 turnovers on the season. That's not helpful. Morse up the middle, not much there. Oh, wait a minute. Morse never got the ball. Carson got tackled before he could hand it off.
That. I was fixing to
I
give
did
it to
not
Morris.
either.
So he's -2.
So -2 on that play. Good play by the Tigers. Disrupted the mesh there.
I'd already put 4 yards for Morris down, and
yeah, he had
looked up. He didn't have the ball.
So the extracurricular activities on the tennis court have ended. So we'll stick to football. King in motion. Hand off to Morris over the left side. Plenty of room. He's working to the sideline. He's down the sideline, open. Gets down inside the 20. Is tackled at the 15-yard line.
30 yards.
So a good run for Morris on that one. Big hole over the left side.
That's going to put him at 20 carries. Unofficially 128.
So you've got 2 runners now for North Lincoln over 100 yards. The ones we'd expect, Carson and Morse.
Yep.
They've been the big carriers all year. And the Knights are in the red zone at the 15-yard line. Handoff Morse over the left side. It's open again. He works his way in, and it's in for the touchdown. Morris around the left side, same as the last play, and the hole was just as big as the last play. Works his way to the 5-yard line, contact at the 3, gets to the end zone, touchdown, and it's now 47-17.
They have bloated open in the second half. North Lincoln has come out. A lot of times you hear about offense or coaches' adjustments at half, and that has been the big thing.
Snap, kick, and Sutton bangs that one out to lane 6 of the track. So the kick is good, and on the First Federal scoreboard, North Lincoln now leads 48-17. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Now through October, mention this radio ad and you can save on a one-time maintenance special from Rye Heating and Air in Lincoln. This program is regular $135, but now through October is just $75. Don't wait till it breaks. Get a preventive maintenance today to ensure your system is in safe working condition for the long winter season. Also, take 10% off all air purification products and smart thermostats. Again, mention this radio ad and save at Rye Heating and Air. Call 980-389-0008 or visit the website at ryeheatingandair.com.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world class for the working class.
This is a little bit better. High, deep, fielded at the 1-yard line by Ryan Zeich. He comes up the middle, finds a little bit of an opening, gets just across the 20-yard line before he's brought down by number 3, Gavin Freeman and Grant Sturgill.
Those kicks that we're getting in the end zone just a little bit shy now.
Well, let's see. How many kicks has he made tonight? He's kicked off 7 times at least. He's putted once. Extra points. Five wide receivers for Foard. They're going to stick with a passing formation here. Nothing to lose at this point, down 31 points. Quick pass out to number 22. That's, ooh. That's Aaron Nehus. And he paid for that yardage.
He did. Third Fred T. Foard player to get a pass tonight caught, and he only gets 3.
So again, 5 wide for Foard. They've been in this formation the whole second half. And movement on the right side of the line, that'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Tigers. The right guard flinched, and he'll pay for it with 5 yards back to the 19. 9:40 to go in the game. 48-17 on the First Federal scoreboard. Landrum looks to the sideline for the signal. 2nd and 12. Quick throw. It's behind the receiver. That was intended for Zyke. I don't know if Zyke was really looking for it. It was actually probably closer to Nehus, number 22. Those throws that were looking so good in the first half are not working so well this half.
They're not. Defensive adjustments, I believe, for North Lincoln, and it's made a huge difference in the second half.
Very one-sided second half after just a 3-point difference at halftime.
Yeah, 28 to nothing in the second half for North Lincoln.
Landrum, 10 on the play clock, looks to the sideline, ready to go. Snap, goes back, throws a long pass down the field. It's intercepted. He overthrew his receiver. Newhouse was the intended receiver. And number 3 picks it off. Gavin Freeman for the Knights.
Freeman.
Yet another interception against the Tigers. And North Lincoln will take over at the Tiger 44-yard line.
Again, first half, ball was going well. This half, 28 to nothing in this half for North Lincoln, and 2 interceptions against Fred T. Ford's offense.
And that one was just overthrown.
It was.
That was actually to Freeman more than it was to the Fred T. Foard receiver. So, new quarterback for the Knights, Freeman. Pitch. Nice pitch out, going around the right side. Alex Duncan. So, there's Coach Basil starting to get some more different players into the ball game with a 31-point margin. Don't blame them there.
No, getting some playing time in for some of the other players, and keep your players from getting hurt.
Yeah, and they do have an issue with that.
Yeah, we don't want any more
We're seeing
players
Brennan
hurt.
Rogers down on the sideline. The senior's out for the year, is my understanding. He's standing there in jersey and shorts, along with several other players. Up the middle, good run there. Number 4 on that one, Grant Sturgill.
And the clock continues to run, 8 minutes to go, 48-17.
And that's the best news for the Knights, keeping that clock moving.
Keep the ground game going, keep the clock moving, and let's seal the deal. Let's get them a first win in this new field.
West Iredell next week, so they'll be looking to go for a 4-game winning streak. Handoff over the right side. Sturgill again. He's got a good opening, gets down to the 30-yard line. It'll be another first down for the Knights. Do we happen to know how many first downs that is for North Lincoln? It's a lot.
It is a bunch.
Because they have been ripping off
in this half,
yardage.
A lot in this first half. They have got the offensive line going, and they're running behind them.
So clock is stopped only long enough to move the chains. Rolling again inside 7.5. Freeman. Hands off. Oh, no, he didn't. That play was pushed back a bit into the mesh zone, so that didn't work too well. So they'll lose a couple on that one.
Clock continues to run, 6:50. It looks like North Lincoln is going to get their win today.
Wow. Can we keep the clock running? Because there's some bad puns coming out of the press box here. My goodness. Handoff up the middle at Sturgill. Sturgill gets over the 25-yard line to the 24. Gets back the loss of yardage and a few more.
Looks like Fred T. Ford's drive is gone away, and North Lincoln is just punching it up the middle and punch them when they're down.
It's got to be. You got to give these kids credit. I mean, you're 0-7. You're going to be 0-8 here shortly. It's tough to stay motivated, but at some point you would hope that Foard could get a victory.
Well, yeah, I think they had a moral victory in the first half. They played well.
They did.
With the exception of that last field goal, they had a great.
Sturgill again over the right side. He gets the first down as they get inside the 20. North Lincoln is in the red zone, looking to put the score up into the 50s. As Barry Switzer used to say, hang half 100 on them.
See if they can get it in. Probably go back to Sturgill.
Last week, Texas about hung half 100 on us. Ooh.
Neither one of those were ranked either, were they?
No, they're both 3 and 2 coming in.
Texas had a little high hopes going into the year, and they even performed
they looked so good against Alabama until Ewers got hurt. Handoff. No handoff. Freeman keeps it this time, works around the right side. Gets down inside the 15 to the 12. So a gain of 6 on the play. Again, what North Lincoln likes to do, just keep grinding out chunks of yardage on the ground.
Well, they've definitely got it today. They're over 300 yards total rushing on the day.
Just under 5 minutes to go. This one safely in the books for North Lincoln. They're just looking to change the margin here. Sturgill in the backfield. Freeman under center. Handoff to Sturgill up the middle. The pile keeps moving and moving. Gets down inside the 5, but not quite in the end zone. Looks to be about the 2-yard line, so it'll be first and goal from the 2. North Lincoln looking to get into the 50s. This is what this team's look like under Basil the last few years. They can put some points on the board with a running game.
Yeah, if they get the penalties under control and the turnovers, they're moving the ball pretty well now.
You can start to see why Basil felt this team coming in could easily be 5-2, 6-1. They've been in all the games except one. Just
and it's hard not to play at home.
Yeah, it is. Packing up the bus every week. Handoff. And he runs over the defender. Doesn't quite get to the goal line. Sturgill with a carry. Strong run. Ran over the defender, but not quite enough to get in the end zone. Gets to the 1. Under 4 minutes. I don't know. Was that Gonzalez again going backwards? Young man paid for it in the first half.
He definitely. I'm surprised he didn't get in on that little play.
I think the only thing was the defender was far enough into the backfield that he fell for a yard gain.
Yeah.
Hand off to Sturgill, wide open, into the end zone, touchdown North Lincoln. It is now 54-17 Knights on a successful homecoming and senior night.
Might be our sub of the game with Sturgill coming in, so they put in the backups. About 50 yards on that drive and a touchdown.
And now we've got a new kicker for North Lincoln, number 51, Josh Fox, one of the linemen. Snap, hold.
Wow.
Good Lord. And it's good.
He's pumped up.
Oh, man, he's all excited. Wow.
Pumped up.
Even the normal kicker, Liam Sutton's out there high-fiving Josh Fox after the extra point. So it's 55-17. And that's probably going to be the highlight of the game for Josh Fox. I came in and kicked an extra point, and he kicked it pretty well.
35 unanswered.
So this one's salted away. It's just a matter of getting the clock to 0, and we'll give out some awards after the game. Let's see if we can find some other scores on the out-of-town scoreboard. I was wondering if that was going to get blocked because the defender for Foard came around from the left side and got out there pretty good, but Fox's kick does go through. Lincolnton leading East Burke 20-17, less than 2 minutes to go in the game. Clock is running continuous at St. Stephen's. It's 55-0. So both North and East Lincoln have put up 55 points tonight. Crest is pulled away from Forest View. South Point and Ashbrook 21-19 in the fourth quarter.
Surprising.
Ashbrook giving them all they want. Good kick by Sutton. It scoots down the sideline into the end zone for a touchback. Didn't go out of bounds, so 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 20. Also out of town, let's see, Bandy's is now leading Newton Conover 21-14. And Kings Mountain has finally put paid to Stuart Kramer. It is 56-17 in the fourth quarter. That was a close game in the second quarter.
24-17.
But then so was this.
Kings Mountain woke up and got on the board.
This was a close game in the first half, too.
And then big difference in second half.
As you said, 35-0. North has outscored Foard in the second half.
Wow.
A little confusion here. North trying to get the right players on the field. You got subs going in, so weird stuff can happen. Landrum is now out of the game. New quarterback for Foard. It's number 14.
Oh,
Alex Parker.
Alex Parker's pass is complete.
His pass is complete to number 22, Aaron Nehus.
Number 3, Kevin Freeman for the night.
So Freeman with the tackle. The quarterback comes up and makes a stop, but it's a first down for the Tigers out to the 38-yard line, 18 yards on that. So again, Foard is unloading the bench as well. Lots of people getting on the score sheet right now. Parker back to pass, throws it out. He's got Ryan Zeich out in the flat, but they're going to lose yardage on that play. North Lincoln has seen that one enough tonight. They have stuffed it quite well in the second half.
Bring up a second down and 11 coming up.
Loss of 1 on the play.
7 catches for Mr. Zeich today for 143.
And we've got 2 minutes to go. Foard trying to get lined up. McElwain into the backfield. Hand off to McElwain. And other than the one run, this wasn't any more successful than any of the others, really. Maybe a gain of 3 on the play.
Number 4, Grant Sturgill, and also number 5, Connor Nickel.
So Sturgill comes in, gets all the runs for the touchdown, and now makes a couple tackles here on defense as the clock continues to roll.
120, 55-17.
Parker takes a snap, quick throw out, and it's dropped. Nehus had the ball. He was open, but couldn't pull it in. And that will stop the clock with exactly 1 minute to go.
4th down.
So 4th down, and Foard will go for it.
Well, 1 minute to go.
Why not? Down 38. Crowd is cleared out quite well on both sides. Pass over the middle, and this is intercepted. Underthrown, pass intended for McElwain. It's picked off by Khalil Yarborough just over midfield, and that'll do it for the Knights as they stop the last-ditch drive for the Tigers.
Yeah, 3 interceptions in the half for Fred T. Foard.
And that has been the big bugaboo all season for Fred T. Foard. Coming into the game, Landrum had thrown 10 interceptions, 2 more tonight, and now Parker just throws an interception. So we're into the victory formation for the Knights. This won't be Bandy's in Lincolnton where they fake it and throw a touchdown. No. That was crazy.
Maiden 34, Bunker Hill 33, 46 seconds.
Wow.
And over in big game in 2A, Maiden has come back and taken the lead 34-33, less than a minute to go in the game. That will be the last play of the game. Kneel down by North Lincoln is complete. In a dominant second half performance for the Knights, they outscore Fred T. Foard 35-0 in the second half. And the final score on the First Federal scoreboard, North Lincoln 55, Fred T. Foard 17. Teams are lined up in the center of the field. Shake hands. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout and then come back with some post-game awards. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
You may wonder what makes us different here at First Federal Savings Bank. We have been intertwined with this community for over 80 years. Here at First Federal Savings Bank, we take pride in Lincoln County, and that's why you see us donating time and resources to local charities and the schools in our community. Being a hometown bank is more than just a saying for us. It's about action and impact in the community in such a way that present and future generations are proud to call Lincoln County home. Stop in and see us here at First Federal Savings Bank today. Equal housing lender and member FDIC. It's time to take charge with the new Volkswagen ID.4 EV from Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. It's the first electric SUV for everyone. Classic Volkswagen is a Carfax top-rated dealer and the winner of the 2022 Consumer Satisfaction Award. You can even buy online. And be sure to check out their selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit the website at classicvwgastonia.com. But better yet, drop by soon. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. That's Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
About 3 minutes from the station.
Oh.
About 3 minutes from the station.
Back here at North Lincoln, homecoming, senior night, and whatever else it was a major success as the Knights blow out the Tigers 35-0 in the second half to take a 55-17 victory, their biggest win of the season by far. Next week, the Knights will go to West Iredell, looking to go for a 4-game winning streak, and that could put them in position for a state playoff berth.
Yes.
So let's take a look at some awards here. Tonight's Stadium postgame show is brought to you by United Bank with Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and Vail locations. So first of all, let's take a recap of the game here. first half was a little bit crazy, a little bit of everything. Double turnover on one play, snap over the head for a safety.
Penalties galore.
Penalties all over the place. But when it was all said and done, North Lincoln kicked a field goal on the last play of the half to take a 20-17 lead. And then once they got the football in the second half, they put the hammer down.
They did. They come out and run. I think they run on every play. Punched it in for a touchdown. Took a. Was it
I don't remember a pass in the second half.
27-17 lead, and from then on it was
Katie
wide open.
bar the door. Yep. And in honor of the homecoming queen, they put the hammer down in the second half.
They sure did.
Audrey Cada was the homecoming queen for North Lincoln tonight. Her nickname on the softball team is the Hammer. So we're just running with that theme tonight. So let's do some awards here. Starting off with the Subway of Boger City sub of the game.
Our sub of the game is going to be Mr. Sturgill.
Grant Sturgill, senior running back.
He got, on that last drive, he got about 50 yards and a touchdown when they got to come in with the subs.
So Grant Sturgill is your Subway sub of the game. Next up, Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton present the offensive player of the game.
Offensive player of the game is going to be number 40, Mr. Morris, 21 carries, 143 yards, 1 touchdown.
So Cody Morris, who's the leading rusher for North Lincoln this year, is the Rhodes and Beal offensive player of the game. Next up, defensive player of the game, brought to you by Triad Corrugated Metals of Lincolnton.
We got Mr. Freeman, got in on an interception tonight, one of 3 interceptions by the North Lincoln defense.
So Gavin Freeman is our defensive player of the game. And finally, our overall player of the game, brought to you by Rye Heating and Air of Lincolnton.
It's going to be Connor Carson, quarterback, 13 carries, 162 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 130 yards through the air.
So Connor Carson is your Rye Heating and Air overall player of the game. So that'll about wrap it up here at North Lincoln. The final score again, North Lincoln 55, Fred T. Foard 17. We thank you for joining us for the Lincoln County Game of the Week. I'm Dave Potter. He was Zach Mayhew.
Yep.
Thanks for coming up and helping out with the broadcast tonight. You'll have to check Lincoln Herald and LincolnCounty.com to see where we are next week. The schedules have been very fluid here lately, so I don't want to promo something where we're not going to probably end up anyway. So again, final, North Lincoln 55-17. Thank you for joining us on LincolnCounty.com, a production of KTC Broadcasting. I'm Dave Potter. Thank you, and good night.
You may wonder what makes us different here at First Federal Savings Bank. We have been intertwined with this community for over 80 years. Here at First Federal Savings Bank, we take pride in Lincoln County, and that's why you see us donating time and resources to local charities and the schools in our community. Being a hometown bank is more than just a saying for us. It's about action and impact in the community in such a way that present and future generations are proud to call Lincoln County home. Stop in and see us here at First Federal Savings Bank today. Equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable, quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
Now through October, mention this radio ad and you can save on a one-time maintenance special from Rye Heating and Air in Lincoln. This program is regular $135, but now through October is just $75. Don't wait till it breaks. Get a preventive maintenance today to ensure your system is in safe working condition for the long winter season. Also, take 10% off all air purification products and smart thermostats. Again, mention this radio ad and save at Rye Heating and Air. Call 980-389-0008 or visit the website